3, 2, 1.
Yo, we got your back when you driving to work or driving home. If you on a plane or you at the gym or you home alone, all you gotta do to listen to the shows, turn on your phone. Two Ugly Nerds podcast, tell you what's going on. This is the podcast.
Eric is ugly and would not judge anybody else.
There's no other insult.
When did you learn that you were ugly?
Two Ugly Nerds podcast.
Welcome to the
Good, let's get it. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Two Ugly Nerds podcast, voice of the Black nerd community. I am Derek, the podcast guy. It's episode 100. We them niggas. 100
Big
episodes.
one below.
Centaurians.
Oh,
Really know what to do. As you can see, if you're watching the YouTube version, we got a real crowded group here today. A lot of black faces, couple new light skinned faces, couple new dark skinned faces. We have to keep it even.
We got one in the middle.
right?
Hey, but look, man, I am always joined by Ian Berserk Music, audio engineer / super producer. I don't care if it's wrong on Ian's, it's right on mine.
Drop was
right
great.
now.
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? It's your boy. You know what time it is.
DJ Berserk mixing and mastering and technically speaking, boss himself. Also always joined by Geronimo, Mr. Nintendo.
Man, 100 in. It's been a journey,
100 in.
and we're still going.
Facts. 3 years of work.
Mhm.
How am I going to do? This is only fair. And actually, I don't even know if this is fair, right? Because y'all see our 4 guests, and I don't know who to put on first. Raymond and Pam probably have been on the most episodes. Kalle was on the first ever episode, and John is Mr. Intro himself. So I'm going to start with John because he gave us a free verse. Right here
No charge.
if hopefully my video gets used, y'all see John right here. All right, that's Mr. Intro right there. That's
If
the
my
first
video
you
gets
hear
used,
before you hear our
John
voice
right here.
every time we talk. You have to hear John's voice first. Actually, it's really his podcast. I don't even know what I'm
Right.
you know what I'm talking about, man. That's John
man,
right there.
You know, the 20% share.
Hey,
Hey, man, you know,
we'll discuss that.
I got you.
We'll
Talk
discuss that.
paperwork when there's actually paper to work.
We'll discuss that.
It's your boy
20%
John.
right now is 0. So that's sure you got 20% of nothing. I'm with you.
John,
I'm with
aka What's Goody, aka
Oh.
that nigga who does the intro.
Facts,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Intro himself. Also always joined by Kalle. Kalle was on our
Going
first
on.
ever episode of Two Ugly Nerds.
Had to get
Who else on
that.
that episode?
Raymond.
Raymond.
Yeah, Raymond.
Kalle and
Yeah.
Raymond were both on that episode. Why did I forget Raymond was on that episode just now? We just talked about it.
Yeah.
In my head, Raymond came for the second.
Brand was so nice. He didn't say nothing. He was just like,
No,
oh, wait.
You're like, I'm gonna let this
Ray
nigga
was
have
like,
it.
"This is on the episode too, man." It all came from the movies and went straight to my.
We did.
my crib.
You know, in my head, it was Corey. I don't know why in my head it was Corey, but I forgot Corey joined us after Black Panther stuff. So I don't know. Anyways, we got Mr. Kalle Reeves right here, aka Captain America.
What's going on, y'all? What is going on?
Kalle right there. That's Kalle. And then Mr. Raymond at the bottom there. He's at the bottom of this like weird top heavy T.
Situation.
Raymond, the Black Panther, Black Superman. Mr. I got a ring. He got a ring because he like played college sports. Oh my God, bro. No, stop, bro. Hold on. I gotta keep naming the ways Raymond's cool. Bro, he watches so many comic and superhero everything. He be having the t-shirts. He be working out in the t-shirts.
Number one trending on TikTok.
Facts.
Right.
Number one trending on
No.
TikTok. He be taking his shirt off when we be running. We'll go running. This nigga take his shirt off just so that chicks can see. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard time being Raymond's friend, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't all get to sit next to real life superheroes, you know?
Yeah, man.
But hey, man.
Mr. Fantastic himself.
It's
man.
facts,
Right.
Or Adonis ass nigga.
Facts. He said he built, not bought. He said he ain't get the Drake abs.
Built now,
He said he ain't get the Drake abs. Those are all natural.
Chill.
Yeah, all natural from doing them African dances for TikTok. What's up, right?
Good.
Bruh. Hi everyone, my name is Ray. I'm just a chill guy, just hanging out. Yeah, that's all I'm doing. Yep.
Humble
too.
Wow,
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Can you not?
Oh my God.
And we also got Cameron. Y'all know Cameron though. Y'all see, I feel like maybe y'all getting sick of seeing Cameron. Cameron keep popping up here. I don't even know who keeps inviting this nigga. I'm just joking. I'm joking. That's Cameron, Case Killer Cam.
Case Killer.
Y'all know Cam. He like to get high on the podcast and not know what to say. So
Bruh.
hopefully,
Oh,
no.
man. Never let
I'll,
me
hey,
forget.
nah, I'll
Hopefully
take
sober
that.
today.
I'll
Cam,
take
why
that.
do you have this self-portrait behind you?
Oh, hey, bro, like,
Man,
Just gonna roast that man.
look, college was an
family
experience, bro. College was an experience. What you mean? Anywho,
Bruh,
damn,
okay.
Damn, you really
Well,
do look
shit.
like Steve.
they ain't even noon yet, boy. Came
Where
on
the
heat.
nigga,
Can't
where
say
the
Stefan.
Myra at? Where
Oh,
Myra at?
man.
Get
Man,
Myra.
rest
Bro.
R.I.P.
No.
That's
I
what
know,
happened.
right?
R.I.P.
For real.
I know, right? Man.
Wait, what?
Anyways, folks,
At least
we're
I
all
did.
here. Episode 100 of the 12 Nerds podcast. I wish we could have done something bigger, like in person and everything like that, but state of the world doesn't really allow for that. Hopefully,
COVID.
sooner than later, we can get back in person and get all these guys in here in person. This is just a different setup when you're in person with everybody, But yeah, so episode 100, we are here, excited. I guess the first thing to start is kind of a look back on the podcast as a whole. And it's funny because who the fuck were we to do a podcast review episode? I think it's like episode 7. We honestly just didn't have content. I ain't have shit to talk about. And it's let me see where it is. Episode 7, I was right. Dead on the money. The origin story. Who the fuck gives you a podcast origin story 7 episodes in? Like, who the fuck cares how y'all started? Nigga, keep putting out these episodes.
Right.
At 100, it makes a little more sense. But at 7, like, what the fuck were we? I don't know. Regardless, at 7, we decided to give an origin story. I'll give it again because why not, right? Like, I want to do a podcast and talk about all this shit I enjoy. Right. How are you in here, but also in the waiting room, Raymond?
I'm about to switch it to my laptop instead of my phone.
Okay. Bet. We're gonna switch
Yeah.
Raymond over. Okay.
Boom.
Yeah, so I started, obviously. I want to do I got hyped up on this podcast. Back in the day, I wanted to do a blog, but started off wanting to do a podcast. And Ian was like, bro, let's do it. Like, let's do it. Let's figure out how to do it. And so we were like, all right, and got some mics, and I was like, well, let's figure out what we're gonna do. And we finally went to see Black Panther, and Black Panther got us so excited. Like, we're so hyped up after seeing Black Panther. I was like, bro, can we do this shit? And he was like, yeah, we can do this shit. Didn't know where we were gonna record. Shout out to Crystal. Shout out to Crystal for allowing us to
Wifey.
to come back
Yeah.
and back to the place and invade her home and be loud as hell and with no real setup and absolutely no order, no nothing. Just started talking about Black Panther. That was me, Ian, Kalle, and Raymond. And
Literally set up some mics around the couch area.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
just do something together. One of our mics wasn't even recording the audio, so we ended up going with Derek's mic. I don't even want to get into the audio. It was a nightmare.
It does haunt Ian every time he thinks about it, how much
It was a
the
nightmare.
audio was bad. It was terrible. It was terrible listening to audio. Even this Zoom audio is a million times better than how we started. But everybody got to start somewhere, man. You gotta get off the ground. And I definitely for sure wouldn't be able to get off the ground with the podcast stuff without Ian there to help me on the backside of things. And then obviously we had Kalle and Raymond come on as our first ever guest on our first episode. So basically from the jump, we ruined the whole concept of Two Ugly Nerds, because Two Ugly Nerds was just supposed to be me and a guest. And Ian would kind of produce it for me in the background, and that never worked. So it was just me. It was going to be just me and Ian. But then the first episode, we were like, well, shit, we all here. We might as well go talk about it. We all got opinions on Black Panther, so let's do it. So the first couple episodes, if you guys ever go back, you'll hear, obviously 4 of us, me, Kalle, and Raymond on the first episode. And then for a couple episodes for a while, you just hear me and Ian a lot. You just hear me and Ian a good bit. And then we expanded from there. Or let's go on the timeline. So Kalle and Raymond come in on that first episode with us. That's still a good episode, despite the audio being bad. By the way, it is still a good episode. Like, I felt like the difference is we had good chemistry because we're all friends, and we all saw the movie together. So that definitely helped us in creating this good feeling, even though the episode audio is really pretty bad. It's really rough to get through if you're not dedicated to getting through it. Um, and so yeah, we did that episode. What did y'all think the first time y'all did this episode with us? Kalle, Raymond are up right now. What were y'all think when y'all were like, man, this nigga Derek trying to have me over here talking about movies? He gonna record it? Because Kalle was like, y'all might have to bleep some stuff out. America be watching me.
America be watching.
Listen,
The entire
The
America
military.
they're like, what Kalle over here doing? You know what I mean? Like,
talking all freely about movies.
suspicious. He don't go nowhere, But I don't know. I thought it was a good idea. It's like it's always a good thing to like just I don't know, get your voice out there. Who knows who you can inspire? Who knows who has the same ideas, things like that. And I just thought it was like, oh, that sounds fun anyway. Especially
For
after
sure.
watching movies and stuff. So it was a good experience.
For sure. I'm glad you came on and enjoyed it, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I definitely, because I actually went back and listened to that episode. Like, I want to say a couple weeks ago or last month. I can't remember when, but I remember like listening to it, and you can tell like two things. So one, you can tell the chemistry obviously between all of us, right? But then you can also tell that this was a very raw, very there was a lot of dead air, a lot of dead
Mm-hmm.
like the rhythm wasn't there yet, but it was still like a very good like when we once we got into it, we got into it because we knew what we were talking like the passion for the subject matter and the content
Mm-hmm.
was there. So it just kind of it overshadowed any kind of I don't like criticism that you might have for that specific episode just because you could tell that we were really hyped off the movie and really like passionate about what we were talking about. So yeah, no, it was definitely I'm definitely very grateful to have been part of that first episode and just kind of see where the podcast has grown to now from then. And I always remember this, even whenever I would sit in on episodes or whenever I would listen to y'all and you would talk about it, like you were very adamant about the fact that it has to go through a process. There's a process that has to happen. It's not gonna just happen. It's not gonna just end up being or like hit the ground running type thing. You have to do it through the
Yeah,
process for it to get better. That's the only way it gets to where you want it to be.
for sure.
And you've always been on that tip from this to how you believe it in your friends,
To
believing
this
in
day.
people dropping like verses and rap. Like if you want to rap, right, just do it. You were very big on that type of energy. Like if you're gonna do this, just do it. That kind of thing. And that's something I always admired about like your personality and how you attack things. And look where we are now. Like
For
I've
sure.
like this has been a journey and it's been one that like I said I'm very proud of you and I'm very grateful that I've been a part of it. So yeah, it's dope.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. For sure. For sure. That I say that all the time, man. Everything is a process. If you don't start anything, you're not gonna do nothing. Maybe we can get John to freestyle on here too. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? From there, we just kind of, no, but yeah, no. So look, I mean, seriously though, we it was a great origin place. It was a great starting place. We knew we had work to do. You know what I mean? Like we knew we had work to do. Ian quickly was like, man, we got to fix this audio shit. Like quickly, he was like, how do we fix this? How do we work on fixing this? And he did. He figured it out. He figured it out. Getting in person, trying to get studios together, trying to figure out how we're going to get video to work. If we have video working, is background visuals necessary? Do we need green screens? Do we need lighting? Do we need this? Do we need that? We're still not exactly 100% where we want to be yet, but for sure, we're off to a good start. We're off to a good start. 100 episodes in 3 years, I think is solid. You know what I'm saying? Considering where we started, from literally blue mics and a laptop You know what I mean? Like, I mean, granted, we're still on blue mics and laptops.
Just
I get
have-
some,
Yeah,
But-
my blue mic right
but-
here.
but I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when we get in person, we have real setups, audio interfaces, microphones, lighting. We have real stuff around us when we set up in person. So, you know, this is, we are getting closer and closer to where we want to be as a production value fully. So that's really dope. I guess to further that story along, in the meantime, Gerard had kind of been coming on a few episodes, and the biggest thing that I felt like Gerard brought up was he did a really great job of breaking up me and Ian. He did a great job just breaking up, because we got criticism over time. You know, people were like, "Oh, you and Ian agree all the time." Well, that makes sense. We have best friends who were 7th grade, so yeah, we're gonna agree on a lot of stuff. Unless Ian decides he wants to just disagree with me on something, then he'll just disagree out the blue,
Yeah.
because it's funny to him. But for the most part, we will agree a lot. We'll have the same views on certain things, and that can stagnate conversation from time to time. And obviously, for a podcast that's all about conversation, the last thing you need is everybody being like, "Yeah, I love red. You love red. Oh, red is amazing. Red is great." Like, somebody got to not like red. And so that's where we kind of made the decision that we felt like Draw was a good fit to add in, as well as expanding a little bit of what we talk about. You know what I mean? Like, introducing us to new stuff. Because Draw's a bigger anime head than both of us. He's bigger on the Xbox side and the Nintendo side of things. Even though Ian's probably come up in the last couple of years. Ian might be Mr. Nintendo like as well.
Y'all both might be a little more than me in some cases.
More you than me, probably, Derek.
Well, definitely me, because I got 2 Switches, but
Right.
See, there you
Number
go.
one.
There you go.
but Ian played all of Breath of the Wild and beat it and loved it so much he's playing the clone of that game on PS5. So Ian's there a little bit too. You know what I'm
Phoenix
saying?
Rising, by the way.
Yeah.
Not Genshin Impact.
Oh, facts. I forgot there's 2 of them.
I forgot about that.
I forgot this too.
Back again.
Be cool on that one.
That's true. But yeah, so you know, we ended up saying we want to Draw to come in. He said he could make it work. Actually, at first he wasn't sure if he was gonna be able to make it every week completely. I think we started off doing every other week.
Yeah.
And then, you know, enough begging and crying and pleading, and he was like, "Fine, I'll make time for y'all weak ass niggas." All right,
Yeah, I might
Let me elevate
y'all
y'all
into
show.
the schedule.
Let me see what I can do for
Pencil
y'all.
y'all in.
Mm-hmm.
So Draw came in. Draw, you want to talk about a couple
I
episodes?
mean-
you came in guest starring, and then
Yeah.
decided to be a full-time host.
Yeah, because like, you know, when I heard y'all were doing it, and I was like, oh shit, y'all, this is gonna be dope. Just in general, because you know, we all like to, you know, I like to talk about stuff in general, and it's kind of like another good reason to just hang out in general and all that. And I remember you said, like, literally I used to work like around the corner from the spot when we the pod first started. And he was like, "Yo, you want to come through?" He was gonna like talk about the Game Informer and Nintendo stuff or whatever. And I was like, "Okay, sure, that's fine." Because I think Game Informer or whatever had like a top 100 games of all time or something.
Yeah, is that what it was?
That was such a massive list. I looked at, I was like,
it's a 2-part episode of us going through that list. Why did we ever do that? No one
yeah,
listened
like
to that episode.
thinking back, yeah, I was like, yo, this is probably like mad boring, like low key. Like,
Unless you really love that game list, that episode.
yeah,
sucks.
yeah, we tried to make it interesting, but yeah, you know, since then, you know, it was kind of like a, you know, you just hit me up if, you know, there was some relevant, mostly Nintendo at that point. Just like, yo, you want to, you know, you got time this weekend? Sure, I'll come through. And then, like you said, after a while, it was like, I mean, I do guess add like another dynamic to it. Y'all do be agreeing a lot. This is facts.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good. You know, I think 3 is the magic number. But I'm glad. I appreciate y'all bring me on. Someone that also podcasting something, you know, dabbled in even years before, and I was an avid listener of others, and including this one. I listened to some of the episodes after they're recorded. So yeah, just glad to be part of the crew, and glad to have everyone, including guests, here as well. And you know, we're celebrating 100 deep. It is no small feat. And wow, that was a bar. And but
Hang
yeah,
down too much.
something like that. Hey.
Look at John.
John approves.
Maybe I can. Maybe I
The
can.
rapper approved.
Maybe I can do a 4-bar, maybe. But no. But yeah. Yeah. So yeah, we just that's history.
Facts. So Draw comes in, and we kind of hit the ground running a little more. We got our in-person setup more set pretty well. I think Ian kind of had audio pretty much down at that point. We're in a good little run of form, but of course, you know, as a show, you got to keep evolving and everything like that. How do we change things up? What do we do? I can't remember exactly when that was. It was definitely after. I think it's after Draw joined when you ended up having got the new machine. So we had the old machine that we could use for the podcast and then have some drops. And we started messing around with drops for a little bit. We messed around with something else too. I can't remember what it was. Something else it was we were messing around with. But eventually we started saying, like, what else can we do to this show? How can we, you know, how can we shake it up? How can we make it feel more professional? How can we get it there? A lot of that came with us developing a logo. You know, that's Crystal right there. Again, shout out to Crystal who just decided on a whim.
She was at work during night shift, and she just drew Derek's face with the in the cartoon way with the little mic.
It's still dope though. Got that nice 90s aesthetic to it as well.
Yeah.
Got the Fresh Prince colorway.
Hell yeah.
I should have brought out a storage for the 100th episode, but
I say it was the collaboration of Crystal and your girl Ashley.
Ashley.
Because she went and she got somebody to cartoonify it and make it look more
like professional. Now for sure, so Ashley went ahead and so Crystal drew it like freehand. Yeah, clear drawing. Actually, if you go back on SoundCloud, maybe it's still there. One of those episodes has the hand drawing as our picture for the episode. That's how little production value we had.
I actually pulled up the actual hosting site, Acast or whatever.
Yeah,
it's there as well.
Is it still there? Like one of the first episodes, first couple episodes.
I was glancing through. It's like, which episode did I become like band or like default? I can remember, but yeah, it's here. It's the very first one.
I need to check that out. I don't think I've seen that picture.
Yeah,
I don't think I've seen
that's the original drawing that Crystal drew. And I think we just came back next week. He was like, "Yeah, Crystal drew this." And I was, "Hey, look at that! My boy D'Alessandro that made the podcast on the back of Cam's."
Shit.
I'm a dope ass nigga, bro. I don't care what y'all niggas say. I'm fired. Look at that. Look at me, bro. I'm fired, dog. Come on, bro.
All right, take it down before this nigga's head blows up anyway.
Hey,
you know, gassed up.
Nah, man, but the Zoom window is only so large.
Right. Contained.
Facts. But yeah, so as we're doing all production value stuff, we get this idea in our head, and I actually don't remember exactly where it came from. I don't know which one of us it came from. To be fair, it probably does sound like me because I am the one who always try to make John rap whenever I can, especially if he's drunk and he's not ready. Like, John, just rap now, and he'll just start rapping. So I was like, I want to do an intro, and Ian already had kind of this intro beat that he had created for the podcast, come in intro music or whatever. But we were kind of thinking like, what can we do? So we just decided to ask John, like, yo, you think you could write us some bars? Like just something short, like nothing crazy long, just some short bars to go in front of to go at the beginning of the podcast for our intro. And he's like, yeah, I could work on it. And it might have took about 2 weeks or so. Just between, actually it probably took a little bit longer than that, because I think y'all had to re-record something once or twice. But I remember John, like, writing some stuff down. And then I think you actually had an event at your house, actually. And you were like, I kind of have some of it. And then you rap like half of it or maybe I just probably pulled up on you for something else. But I remember you rap like half of it to me in person. And I was like, oh, that's fine. Like that's gonna be.
I remember where we were. I can't remember why we were there, but this was like in the Micro Center parking lot. And I don't even remember why we were there.
Yes, I know why we were there. We can't say why we were there.
I might have been there.
They just rolled up to Micro Center like, bruh.
Nah. John was going to get something else as well, but Micro Center worked out for the other thing we were doing as well.
Oh,
that's it.
Okay, yes, I remember.
Computer appliances.
A hangout spot.
Yeah,
we were just getting computer parts. That's
that's all y'all were doing.
Stuff.
Right.
But yeah, so
Indeed.
John was like, I got a little piece of it. Let me rap it to you. Right. It was the Micro Center parking lot. And he rapped it to me, and I was like, fam, we got a fire ass intro on the way, bro. This is up to be dope if this like when he does this. And I remember y'all finishing it up, getting in that studio. But John, tell us a little bit about what it was like writing that through, how you came up with it. Is it your best bar ever? Is it your best bars ever?
How did I come up with it? Funny enough, I remember after we talked about it, I just found I found a couple of like placeholder beats on YouTube, and like was just kind of rapping them. Like so, I was like every time I rode in the car, I would just throw some on, and would just kind of freestyle. So basically, the intro just kind of stemmed from a freestyle.
I love it. I love it. As it should. As it should. Real hip hop shit, bro. That's how we. That's what we love over here, right? Like the bars, the freestyles out the blue.
And now the people know.
And now everybody knows the origin. Our intro is a freestyle, just off the dome. Well, it started with a freestyle.
Yeah.
It started from. I'd say about 80% of it was a freestyle. Like.
Nice.
And then had to like write in like the last part to like make it make sense.
Yeah, and then obviously Ian went back over it and added in the scratches and the drops and the
that was dope.
And there's no other insult. Hey, Cameron, do you want? Are you trying to get kicked off, Cameron?
Scroll. Why you gotta put this man on here like this?
Hey, I mean, I was laughing because I forgot I had that up there. But honestly, I just think I like the artwork on that one.
Oh yeah, the dude, I forget his name, Sam Spratt or whatever. That dude's dope.
But don't get me started on.
So
don't get me started on that one.
Sam, guys, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. We lost Cam.
Something happened to the webcam, bro. What happened?
No, Cam got shot.
His webcam got shot.
Technical issues.
Derek, I think we would need an entire podcast episode dedicated to me talking about the decline of that rapper in particular.
Oh man, that's a whole episode.
So if y'all ever do that, please invite me because I got some words.
It's funny. We had an episode where we talked about a lot of rap shit, but after the episode, we got into a lot of that.
Yeah,
we did. I think we did. Yeah, we're just like, bruh.
Yeah, we did get into a lot of that. Yeah, I remember when you when I first heard the verse that you spit. It was on the that video that you recorded and you sent it to me and Derek.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't have a beat for it yet, so like I heard the bars and I was like, damn, this like I have to like really come with it if I'm gonna if these bars are gonna sit over it. Like I gotta have like a really nice bop, and I mean it was all right, it was okay for the time. It was kind of a little bit of a rushed situation because we really wanted to get the new intro in before episode that we were going to drop. So we finally did that. I already had the scribbles from like previous episodes. I was doing like a thing where every episode I would like scribble or scratch something notable in that particular episode, and that kind of I already had the source material for that. So it was me doing the Derek is ugly, and then Derek doing
Derek is ugly, it will not judge anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, and then of course when Gerard came in, I had to search through the material we got or the content we have, and I finally found something that was pretty solid.
There are other insults.
There are no other insults.
I still need to go back and remember when I said that, because I
can't even remember. I can't even remember.
I say too much stuff, so I don't remember.
And see, it's funny. I've recorded a handful of times, but like the intro recording is still one of my favorite ones I've ever recorded, just because of what you did with the scratches and the scribbles. Like I really liked like how you edited that. Like that was really dope. I really want to.
It's definitely inspired by Premiere.
Primo,
definitely.
Yep.
Definitely inspired that one.
It's
I heard
inspired by Premiere years before Joe and them.
Well,
right. Yeah, don't forget, y'all listeners, y'all watchers, when they came back from after the Spotify stuff fell through, man, don't forget.
It's funny that you say that though, because like when I first heard it, the first song I thought of was MVP with Ludacris, and I remember that was a premiere. That was a premiere record, so that's kind of funny
Yeah.
if you say that.
I love it.
So,
I love it, man. So, yeah, man, we've gone from there, man. We got a new intro. I listen to that intro all the time, actually. Sometimes I just put it on just for my own sake. I be trying to make people listen to it just because, like, don't listen to the show, just to our intro, and then you can cut it off. Like, the intro is fire. I still think we have the best podcast intro. I don't think anybody has a better podcast intro song than us.
Yeah,
But
everyone I
that
listen
just,
to,
I might be a little bit
agree.
biased, but I'm just saying. I just think we have a fire, and it's original. We ain't got to pay no sample clearance. We ain't have to like ask for permission to use nothing. Like, Ian made that beat from scratch. John wrote that verse from scratch. Gerard liked it from scratch. I liked it from scratch. I just have to say Gerard's name since I said it earlier. But
Thank you. I wasn't expecting. I was like, okay, yeah, I did like it.
I guess I did like it. I mean, it was all right. It wasn't amazing.
Well, no, I like. He's trying to make me seem like I'm super. Like, it was okay. I was dope. I loved it from first time I heard it. I was like, oh, this is fire. This flames. I don't think any. Yeah, I agree. From all the podcasts I listen to, some that do have intros. Now, it ain't touching this.
No, we
absolutely.
We up there. It's all right. Y'all keep working on keeping up.
Yeah.
And I mean, pretty much. I mean, since then we haven't had any major changes. Eventually the podcast name will change, and you probably won't see those images as often anymore, or in the same places. I'm working on that. It's got to be good when we do it. To be honest, that's the main thing. Raymond, are you frozen? Oh, okay. Oh, damn. That thing is just like a.
He just
real,
he's a master of stillness.
Like a lion, just ready, just.
With his eyes wide.
Dog, like I'm saying, just like the Black Panther, just waiting on this moment. There's not even could be a fake Panther. You don't know, and then you're like, yeah.
I'm zeroed in on what you're talking about.
But yeah, man. So from there to here, man, 100 episodes, dope ass intro. We gonna change this podcast name coming up here soon. It is 3 of us, and two of us on the logo with just my face is getting a little bit odd. I'm surprised no one's questioned us about this yet, but we're here. Literally, no one says anything. I mean, other than like people we know, but I don't listen to y'all. So, okay, first thing of the day we'll get into. That's a good. I think that's a pretty good reminiscent. Cam didn't get to reminisce. Cam, what do you? Because you was out here playing with Logic instead of fucking. That's what you should have been doing, reminiscing.
No, I'm reminiscing with y'all. I'm just what, like when I first got on here.
What was your first episode?
I want to say, what was it?
I think it was the anime one.
Was it the anime episode with?
Yeah, with the anime. It was the anime.
Or was
episode.
it the fighting convention thing with Dante?
No, it was the anime episode first, and then it was the fighting one.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, just thinking, like I was just thinking about it. It's like it's been what 4 or 5 years. Like y'all have ridden all the way through one of the worst presidencies ever, and you made every bit of it enjoyable. I will say, I remember when I was starting to listen to it, I had just like settled down after my rage of watching Kalle take my prey when we were playing Monster Hunter. I'll never forget that.
Oh man!
This man, I remember I called you out for that shit.
This man was my. I remember. That was
like they were like, wait. They were like,
These
wait,
are some deep wounds.
Like, bro, like y'all don't understand. Like, I've been fighting this animal for many months. I was like, Kalle, don't kill it.
They're like, Kalle, don't kill it. I swear to God, I freaking,
bro,
like Leroy Jenkins yeeted my sword through that thing so quick.
I got launched to like the other side of the map, and I was like, Kalle, please, I'm coming, dog. I'm coming.
I was like, nah, you dying now.
Do it. I killed it. And I just seen the counter go 10, 9, right where I hit.
I'll never forget that day too, because that was when Cam and I we were in the same apartment. And I'm in my room. I don't remember. I was like, I think I just was looking at someone's computer, and that was before I even got into Monster Hunter like that. And I heard this man yell through the wall. I'm like, what happened? He's like, hey, man, Kalle just killed the monster. I'm like, is that bad? It's like, no, we're trying to capture it. And I was like,
No, we
Is
weren't.
it-
Like the thing was that you couldn't capture it. It was just like I wanted to like skin it, and I couldn't skin it because time
that's
ran out.
right. That's
And
right.
I was just like, I just remember that was the first time I got white hot, and I was just like, oh, hey, yo, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
You kind of like arranged off the PS4, right?
Yep, that was it. Like,
Hit that low tier guy, just hit the turn it off.
yeah, I was like, I was done for the day. But but like what? And I guess the other thing too is watching this podcast grow from being, like you said, Blue Yetis and McDonald wrappers on the floor to actually like pulling out the stops, and everything's looking fantastic. I will say, like, my favorite episodes are the ones I'm not on because one, I'm always quiet, and two, I have the voice of a high-pitched squirrel. It sounds so terrible. I'm just like, I don't like it.
You're high pitched. You got a deep
really
voice,
high
man.
pitch.
You part of the
Your
deep
voice
voice
is
squad.
No, you know, your voice on average is deeper than mine.
I was like, Gerard's voice might be a little lighter than yours.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying.
You guys are too nice. Stop giving me credit. But
Nah,
no,
it's
but
all
no seriousness
perception, I
though.
guess. Yeah.
But yeah, like from the jump, like you guys have given me many laughs on my waves back and forth to my hometown during that time frame and everything else. And being a part of this has been a fantastic journey. And since we're going into a new year, new us, and all this good shit, I'm looking forward to what you guys have in store. I feel like 2021 is going to be an amazing year for you guys. So
That is the aims and the goals. Miss Rona won't be holding us back.
For sure,
maybe she'll give me back my nose, hopefully.
Right.
For sure. Let's just get this out the way early. Talk about this inauguration stuff. Biden got inaugurated last week. Only reason we're even talking about it on this show is because we talked about all the white foolishness that happened a couple weeks back.
Mm-hmm.
So we just talked about the inauguration. It seemingly went over smoothly. We have a black woman vice president for the first time ever, even though she's like 8 other things as well too.
Live first with her.
Yeah, everybody.
I mean, you know, shout outs to Kamala. You know what I'm saying? That's like at the end of the day, she is still black to a degree. Like she's still a black woman, and
Yep.
she's going through the struggles that black women face, and she's in a powerful position for the first time ever, and that is a wonderful thing, an amazing thing. Even if I hate her track record, so hopefully, she can switch some things up for us. Soon, maybe release some of those people she locked up for weed that white people are getting rich off of. I don't know, because the weed stock market, every day I see an article about the weed stock market booming. Every single day, the weed stock market keeps booming, and every day it's niggas in jail for weed. So I'm just confused at this point. But whatever. What do I know? I'm just a humble voter myself, and I talk about video games. I'd say for a living, but do this for free. So, inauguration. What was y'all fears? Did y'all watch it at all? Did y'all how y'all feeling about it?
I didn't tune in the entire time. I only watched like the first portion of it and then turned it off. Just because honestly it was boring. But to be honest with you, that was a good thing.
Right.
I'm glad it was.
happy.
I'm glad it was boring. I'm glad it was a little bit more. I guess the politics I was used to, in previous years. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not super into politics, probably like I should be, but I never was back then, and I kind of like the fact that it's getting back to that back then feeling, and that I don't have to watch it like a hawk the same way I felt like I had to the past 4 years.
Right.
So I think that's a step in the right direction. But no, I did not watch the whole thing.
I didn't watch any of it. I actually was watching it in the car while I was talking to my homeboy, who was actually up in DC during the insurrection stuff. Obviously, he didn't go inside or he'd be arrested. He's also black, so trust me, they'd have got him first if he didn't went inside. He didn't go inside or nothing like that.
I wonder what happened to the guy who was caught on camera. The black guy that was.
Which one? It was 2 of them.
Oh, it was a couple of. It was 2 of them.
2 of them, and I'm sure they both got arrested.
I only know the one.
It definitely got arrested.
One dude was just walking in the hallway, and then another dude another black dude just had a backpack on, and he was on the house floor. He was talking about, oh, I want to be, he's like, I was just looking for my stimulus check. And then this idiot was on social media still posting like, I got my stimmy. I'm like, you're about to go to jail, my nigga. Are you stupid?
Everyone in there is stupid as hell. Like, why posting all their social media stuff?
that dude was on Instagram, not Facebook. He was on Instagram and Twitter, like confident, like very confidently posting his pictures, like confirming that it was him, confirming that he was there. I'm like, I mean, I get it, bro. Like they say, like they ping your cell phone the second you step in the Capitol building or something, so they already knew you was in there in the first place. But like any chance he might have had to go under the cracks, he couldn't because, well, one, social media snitched on him because they found these pictures and blew it up and said, "Here's
a black guy with all those crazy white people."
I really need to hear the internet stop talking about snitching completely because y'all snitched as a whole, like together, y'all snitched. And then he came back and doubled down and snitched on himself. So I don't know. I was a little confused by that, but them two black dudes definitely both got arrested. From what I remember, I'm pretty sure I saw both of them got arrested.
Loki, that one dude almost looked like he had on like a disguise or something. Like he snuck up in there, like, yeah, fuck BLM.
Yeah.
He in there trying to hit a lick. You know what I'm saying?
I got paid off or something.
He's like, what's going on here?
Nah, man. I do think people were a little confused during that whole thing, but anyways, Ian, Cam, Raymond.
I was at work when it happened.
So you didn't get to watch.
Yeah, I didn't really get to watch. I mean, I chimed in every now and again. When I got home, it was still during lunch. I think the poem was going off.
That's the only thing I went back and watched.
What was her name?
Let me get her name.
Yeah.
She was dope. She was really dope.
She was really dope. Yeah, that, and I barely caught Katy Perry's performance with the fireworks, but that was about it.
Amanda Gorman.
That's right.
Amanda Gorman. She was really good. She was
Definitely,
really good.
yeah.
That's the only thing I went back and watched.
Probably the highlight. I don't know where they found her, but yeah, definitely a good listen. But that was it. I didn't really catch it.
Yeah, like I watched it. I didn't watch all of it, but I watched like a clean 45 minutes. But I was switching between that and Trump leaving office just because I wanted to see some bullshit. But all it was him just
he woke up and chose violence.
Hey, I was just here for the chaos. I want to see like what this Petty Roosevelt would do. But all he did was hop in the plane, listen to YMCA as he flew out, and I was just like, okay. What? Outside of that, nothing. It was like just a simple inauguration. I think the funniest thing was watching all the Trump Trump MAGA people saying that the plan is still in action. They're going to replace the Bible with another Bible, and when they put their hand on the Bible, it won't be the right Bible, and therefore inauguration didn't go off. It was like bro, y'all lost. Just quit. It's all.
That was the thing.
Yeah. Bro. Them dudes was going ham, and you know what? It's one of those like you're reading and you're just like, bro, like you lost. Just take the L. And he's like, no, I didn't lose, bro. Like. They lost. Watch. It's gonna be like Trump's gonna come around the corner. He's about to like light his ass up, and then it's gonna be over. y'all ain't ready for this shit, bro. Like dead ass.
With the Glock.
Yeah, these people were like that though. The copium was so strong. Ooh. Like
it was
they lost their whole right wing app to talk freely, and they just didn't know what to do. I did see a couple being like, "Oh man, maybe I was wrong." or maybe they're like, "Oh, maybe this QAnon shit is like." Is fucking fake or whatever. He just playing all like fiddles or whatever. Q dude who runs it person.
I think my favorite thing from the inauguration is this one video of this white woman just crying. She's like, President Trump, I'm back. I'm like,
save us.
I saw a video of Trump's kids crying, and the caption niggas was like, they crying because they know daddy ain't pardoning them. So,
right.
Yeah. That's a fact. These niggas is out here crying. What y'all crying for?
Donnie looking sad.
I don't understand. Like your father who came into this position rich is going back to his rich life freely. Oh, no. He wasn't impeached. He didn't get arrested yet. Shit happened to him. What are y'all crying for? Y'all can go be rich with him still.
They ain't got no banks.
He got a penthouse at a Trump hotel for you. Like, go
they
back.
They ain't got no banks. They out of banks, bro.
I forgot the banks have frozen out, huh?
Yeah.
Oh no, like they just said they stopped doing business with them. Like all three, like the ones in Russia, the ones in Europe, and the one here was like, nah, we done.
Yep. They were like,
they better get Cash App, bro.
Right. PayPal.
Tell them boys get Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, something.
Mobile banking time.
Hey, bro, they got Cash App got a debit card for you guys, man. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get that. You don't have to live like the rest of us. But Ray, you had anything about the inauguration stuff?
I didn't catch it either.
Yeah.
But much like what John said, I'm glad it was boring. I'm glad there was not really much to watch about it, because I was getting a lot of different texts from my mom texted me, a couple friends texted me. They were like, "Be safe up there." I heard. This is so. You're like, all right, let's. I don't want to have to be on this high of an alert for the inauguration or whatever. So, yeah, I didn't catch it, but I'm glad there was not much to write home about the inauguration itself. So yeah.
Facts. I definitely agree. Um,
Glad it's over.
Facts. Where are we gonna jump to next? Because last week we left WandaVision till the end.
We did.
Should we leave WandaVision till the end again? I didn't think that all the way through. Yeah, let's leave WandaVision till the end again. Why
Yeah,
not?
might as well. Yeah.
Why
might as well.
not? Let's jump off that.
Right.
Superman Lois?
Break up. Yeah, no. Let's get Consultee out the way.
Oh, okay, cool.
Let's jump Consultee out the way. We don't have a drop for Consultee, but eventually we'll get there.
Yeah, when you make one, and just have like a little noise swirling in a little teacup. That'd be perfect. So yeah, really not too much again. Still early years, so not too much stuff going on. So the first thing, right? So the first thing, so Friday morning, Xbox Camp had the bright idea to announce they're upping their Xbox Live Gold prices, which I don't know. I know us, the main cast, don't really care to get an Xbox to pay for gold ever that we foresee, but like, yeah, they upped it. They put like a thing on their little news site. And we're like, hey, they gave some garbage, basically saying, oh yeah, we kind of reassessing our pricing. We're upping our 1 month by like $1, and then 3 months to $2, and then like. So basically, they made it like 1 month was like $11.99, 3 months was like $29.99, and 6 months is $59.99, which meant to get a year, which is what most people will go for, they had to pay $120 just to play Fortnite online. And I was, yeah, so that's pretty fucking bad, right?
Yeah, god dang.
That's a way to
$50 for 6 months, man.
That's a good way to shoot yourself in the foot twice and then shoot your other foot twice. Like
I mean,
how are they justifying it though? Like what features? Like what have they added to justify a double?
I don't. Okay, so I think around that time they announced like their games of gold, which they still do monthly, and I think they had 5 games more than 4 instead. And I don't know if that was the justification, but they didn't really give a true in-depth reason in the little news thing they put out. They're just like, yo, we reassessed it, we still value our services and this and the other, but to keep providing great service, we should up the price. But to me, I looked at it like that's inadvertently trying to push people to get the Game Pass Ultimate, which is like the Game Pass, the Netflix services, download a bunch of games, and the gold built into it. And I think that for a year, is like 60 or something like that, it was cheaper on paper. It was cheaper. So yeah, I posted to y'all, to Ian and Derek in the channel, like, yo, we about to roast Xbox again this weekend, bro. This is terrible. They don't have they like if PlayStation were to do this, it'd be like, I'm mad, but you're gonna have God of War, you're gonna have Horizon, you're gonna have another Spider-Man, you're gonna have Ratchet and Clank coming soon, you're gonna have the Final Fantasy 16, so it's whatever. Nintendo do it, be like, y'all are stupid, but you also have Animal Crossing and Zelda or whatever. But Xbox is like, why would you do that?
I'm mostly confused because of the disparity it creates. Unless, like Gerard said, they're really trying to push people to Game Pass, then I can kind of understand it a little bit. But my thing is just kill the service then. Like, just make Game Pass your main service and kill the service of gold by itself. Because my thing is like, it's great to look at it as we do as gamers, or people who play games who are going to pay for online and stuff like that. It's always great to look at it that way. But at the end of the day, like, the majority of people out there aren't like us. They're not huge gamers. They're not people buying a bunch of video games, even for their kids every week. You know what I'm saying? They're not doing that. They're single mothers, or I mean, 2-parent households as well, that might have games, but they don't have a bunch of disposable income to spend on gaming. You can get your kid a Switch for $200, and you can get him online for a year for, what is it, $20?
It's like 20.
It's
and with,
$20.
yeah.
And if you want to share that amongst a community of other parents who have their kids, you can get up to 7 other kids on one family plan for $35 a year.
Yeah, and you can just do the math.
And
there.
8 kids can have access to all this stuff, all these games. Like it's just a hard sell. And then and then obviously with Sony, don't get me twisted. If you have a PS5 right now, the games that you're getting with your PlayStation Plus have been pretty lackluster. They've been pretty on the. I get it. You're giving this to me because it's what you got. I understand. We lose Cameron. Okay, but that being said, I didn't kick him out this time. He left it on his own this time.
Oh, okay.
He said,
"Be right back."
So, like, those parents, I just don't understand how they're going to justify that. How do you justify this to a college kid who's an Xbox loyalist, but now he can't afford to pay you $10 a month plus buy the games at full price? And that can happen to a lot of people. I'm very curious as what the goal is here, other than alienating your user base. Because even if you are trying to push people towards Game Pass, I do understand that, but this isn't a good way to do it.
Yeah, honestly, because you should, if you value like a subscription service like that, you should prop it up and promote that on its own. Like if it's a good value, you don't have to use some external things. But these are too much, but look at this, it's cheaper. You can just be like, oh well, that's just a good value. I'm gonna just get that regardless.
Right, and they should. I think what they probably should have done was they could have told. What they should have done is reduce gold to just the online pass and made it cheap, like almost Nintendo like cheap, right? Like maybe a little more than that, maybe $40 for a year or something like that, but make it cheap and then load all your features into Game Pass. And then that way you can have game discounts in there, games that you're streaming, games that you can't fully buy. Like they should have maybe followed that model with certain discounts. I mean, kind of the Stadia model, to be honest, right? Because Stadia is $10 a month. Stadia is $10 a month as well, and you have to pay for. But they do offer some discounts on games and pre-orders and stuff like that. But it's not every game, and you do have to pay full price for a lot of your games. I don't know what foolishness Cam got behind him again this time.
I'm gonna post that.
I was looking at that earlier. I was like, "Did nobody see this?"
I'm gonna share the video. I'm gonna share the video to this. I'm gonna shoot a video to this after we're done because it's a really old like animation video on YouTube. It's actually really stupid.
Okay.
There's context to it.
I feel like Xbox is doing like 2 things with this, and it's kind of weird. And I think thing number one is they're putting Game Pass behind an even more expensive paywall, which we were just talking about. But then, not only are they trying to push people towards Game Pass, it almost seems like they're pushing people away from Game Pass on Xbox. You could just do Game Pass on PC without the Xbox Live paywall and just do Game Pass.
I still view, if you still interested in like, I mean, it's weird because like even like the next Halo's coming on Steam now, so really I just have I have Game Pass PC and they just have some indies, some newer stuff, like they just put like Control and stuff like that on there. So so
like, are they trying to grow their PC community? That's what it feels like.
Yes, in a sense, yeah.
It'd be their best play. No, who wants their box?
I mean, it's their OS that you run it on, so you can't get Game Pass PC on like Mac or Linux, unless you. Well, I forgot what they call them. You
load
Windows in it.
Linux, right? Yeah, it's like there's gotta be a way to.
Yeah, but it's interesting enough because like. I saw this on Friday night. So they actually, because it was trending all day. Everyone was shitting on Xbox, like, yo, like how you by default worse paying online than PlayStation. Like they already have. Like it just doesn't make any sense. So they pretty much updated like late Friday night, like 5-6 p.m. In the same day, they hit a 180, reneged it. They were like, oops, we messed up. And you're right to let us know. That's literally what the first sentence says on the site. And they're like, basically, they're not changing any pricing. And they also did this thing, which they should have done ages ago. They made it to where you don't need Xbox Live Gold for free-to-play games. So that's good. So overall, everyone,
I never understood that because Sony never made you do that.
Yeah, Nintendo's neither. So yeah, I never got that either. It's really stupid.
Man, that's like back in the 360 days where some of the other services were behind the paywall, like how you couldn't watch Netflix.
Man, yes, that was stupid.
If you didn't have Xbox Gold or if you
really
like
stupid.
Hulu and all that other stuff. So I mean, this ain't their first time. They got a track record of this type of stuff.
And they finally fixed it, which is dope. I mean, I definitely think that it was an odd thing because at least they were trying to grandfather in the old people, right? Like if you already had your Xbox Gold and Xbox Game Pass and all that kind of stuff, none of your prices would change, right? Like they stay the same. But if you ever had a rough month, you got a ticket, you got an accident, you need to do something to your car, and you like, I'll just suspend this for a month and I'll come back next month. Your price going up double. Like that was a crazy thing to do to people. Like you're telling me if I don't remain absolutely loyal to you and make sure I give you this much money a month or every 3 months or 6 months or whatever, then I'll be forced into your new pricing scale, which is double what I was paying before. How is that like encouraging to people at all? How does that care? How do you care about your consumers in like doing that? I don't understand.
Yeah,
so I'm glad they recognize errors of their ways quickly.
Yeah, in the same business day, like. Really bad. Like, I was surprised. I actually was surprised to see. I just got like a thing on my phone because I follow some people on Twitter and they're just like, "Oh, Xbox put in 180." I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, they apologize.
They probably saw the backlash. They turned around.
Yeah,
and
it was
hey
massive.
Guys,
and
this was a PR disaster.
For once, the Xbox fanboys couldn't be mad at PlayStation for anything.
Right.
Like that had nothing to do with PlayStation. You can't compare it to PlayStation. You can't say PlayStation is doing it worse than us, so it's not that bad. No, they kind of doing it right over there, and this is on us. This is our company. We need to hold the company that we support, that we are the biggest fans of. We need to hold them accountable. That's exactly what you should do. You should push back on them, even when they're trying to only benefit you, the loyal Xbox customers. Like you realize they're going to screw you over by trying to get. Because think of how many people just aren't on Xbox, and you telling me now if I decide to go get an Xbox when I catch it on a sale, I'm gonna have to pay you double what I pay Sony. My preferred system. Well, y'all got me fucked up.
I'm bringing the box right back to GameStop. Be like, hey, yo, you tell me that the gold is twice what I paid back like a decade and a half ago on 360.
Y'all can have this shit
120 for a year is ridiculous.
It is, but at the very
that's them Stadia prices.
Yes. Jeez. So yeah. So good thing they at least 180 and recognize that we can't really be doing stupid outlandish stuff like this. I'm half of me thinks that this was a marketing PR stunt, like a big brain marketing PR stunt. Because why would you do that? And then realize, this is actually stupid, and then like try and look good by doing the 180. But I don't know. I could be wrong on that. It could just be conspiracy or some shit. But and the other thing was about Vicarious Visions. So any of y'all play like the Crash trilogy that came out like PlayStation like a couple, was it 2-3 years ago? Or because or the last year they had the Tony Hawk 1 and 2 remake that looked really dope. So it was made by a studio named Vicarious Visions, who's a part of Activision under them. So as of like I think the same day on Friday, the same exact day, there was a news thing went out that basically because if y'all are familiar with Blizzard, they make like they make Overwatch and was it StarCraft and some other games I'm probably not thinking of off the top of my head right now.
Don't they make
Diablo? I don't know if they made WoW.
Yeah.
Did they make WoW?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, WoW was like their thing.
Oh, and Diablo, that was the other game too. Diablo, they make those too. Yeah, so basically they were like, we're just gonna absorb Vicarious Visions into the Blizzard side of things. So now they're just gonna be working on their games now. Like we're not gonna
Blizzard owned by Activision?
So they did a joint thing like some.
Or they're partnered.
Yeah. So the boring corporate name is Activision Blizzard, but it's like they still operate. It's basically like they're under the same umbrella, but they still have their own stuff they work on.
Got it.
Yeah, it's not like Activision people work on Overwatch or Blizzard people work on Call of Duty or whatever.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So they basically were like, we recognize their talent, we're gonna absorb them, and now they're just gonna become like a support people for Blizzard stuff, which I felt kind of
Blizzard.
I mean, I get it's good for them because they're trying to do that Overwatch 2 thing, and it's been well over a year since they talked about it. It's not out. But at the same time, it sucks because as we saw with those other two games I mentioned, those dudes are hella talented. The Crash trilogy is amazing. Even if you're bad at the game, like me, it's still fun because it looks good, it plays good. And then the Tony Hawk one was great too. There's been I don't know if any of y'all ever played Tony Hawk games or at least play like at your friend's house growing up or something. Those games are like kind of like legendary status in my opinion at the very least because they're like the cool like non-mainstream sports games that like everyone's at least touched once. So it was cool to have those like feels back but yeah. So I don't know. Did any of y'all like have any thoughts on that either?
Yeah, I like that studio a lot, and if they're getting absorbed by Blizzard, it makes me worry that they won't put out remake content like they were before.
I just think they won't at all now.
Yeah, like because if there's any studio that I would trust right now to remake a game from that era, from that like that PS2 era, it would definitely be them. Because like cause they're like one for one translations. Like Crash Trilogy it looks way better obviously now, but it plays exactly how it played, when I played it back then. And then same for Tony Hawk. So like if I had to use a studio that like I don't know if I could pick somebody to remake something old, like I don't know, like NFL Blitz or something like that, like all the Midway games or something, I would go to Vicarious Visions and be like, yo, remake Slugfest, remake NFL Blitz and all that other stuff and run with it. So I'm kind of sucks, but I do expect to see like Crash Bandicoot and in that Heroes of the Storm game.
Yeah. And I know, right? At this point, just run around spinning.
Yeah.
I know
Ian, throw 'em in there.
I know Ian. We were talking about you were talking about Vicarious Vision and the impact they made on Destiny.
Oh yeah, they brought Destiny to one of its best expansions.
Which one did they do back then?
I want to say it was either the one that included Mars, or it was the one that added the Dreaming City.
I think it was the Dreaming City.
The Dreaming City. So
I think Vicarious Visions did the Dreaming City.
So then they also had a hand in the raid that was associated with it, and that's to this day the best raid that Destiny's ever put out.
Oh wow,
Destiny 2 anyway.
Destiny 2. I'm about to say Destiny 2.
Everybody has reservations about Vault of Glass, but yeah, Destiny 2 for sure. So yeah, I already know what that feels like to lose a studio like that.
Damn, it's wild to me because like I actually because when you mentioned, I actually forgot that they one, I actually didn't know that they worked on anything Destiny when they were under Activision, but it's like they went from Activision to doing these remakes to just going under Blizzard in like the same building or whatever. That's kind of like they just moved across like different office or whatever. So it's just I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It is what it is, but I was hoping they would like get a chance to remake like Tony Hawk Underground or like I don't know.
Yeah, that would have been dope.
Yeah, so it was fun while it lasted.
Yeah, definitely sad to see them get absorbed by a company. It's always better to have a company like that free, but I'm interested to see the impact that they make on Blizzard and what they do. You know what I mean? Like I've always thought World of Warcraft is a cool concept if they ever like really put some more graphics and stuff into it and things like that. Like it could be kind of wild if they ever really bump it up. I heard the same thing with Overwatch. They might give Overwatch the the Destiny treatment. So
I mean, I feel like at this point now that they're joining them because I think they said the little thing said that there's like up to 200 folks there that are just joining up, and I think now that Overwatch 2 will actually come out now because it's been quiet outside of COVID stuff. It's been hella quiet since they announced that. Like I think late 2019 or early 2020, something like that. I don't remember. It's been a while, but yeah.
I hope that if that game comes out, it comes out as a true sequel and not just a single player expansion. Like I hope that they leave it in the oven longer and actually turn it into a real sequel.
I will hope so. It's taking this long. That's kind of like an expectation now.
Did Fortnite ever put out their single player expansion?
You know, it's funny. Fortnite originally started out as like a tower defense game, and then it was called Save the World, whatever. Yeah, and then later they added the battle royale part. Now it's just a free to play thing. They just tacked it on because I guess not a lot of people were. It just wasn't like the huge thing it is now.
Mm-hmm.
And then the battle royale just took off, and here we are with freaking the Predator from the Predator movies and Mandalorian and Kratos and Master Chief and Thor and
facts.
But yeah,
everybody. Okay. Let's jump back over. Let's talk Superman and Lois. I like Superman and Lois. All right, so I like the characters. Obviously, DC fan here. You got Raymond as well as a big DC fan, a big Superman fan. But y'all know how I feel about CW shows. And
would you say the CW verse is the CW worst?
Hey man, thanks for joining us today, man. I really hope you enjoyed the podcast.
I just spilled my drink.
Hey, look.
Oh my god.
I had to get one in. Come on now. If I didn't on the 100th episode, then I failed.
You belong on CW, clearly.
And I tried to walk up, and they're like,
sign this man up. He's a writer.
I walk up, they're like, I think we're okay. And I was like,
no.
Right, I'm good. But nah,
yeah. The CW shows are not my favorites. The only ones I've liked is when they've done more interesting stuff with the character selection. So I like Legends of Tomorrow, not because I think the show is great itself, even though there's some good moments in there that I did like, mostly because there's just, having Firestorm is just different in live action. You never see Firestorm in live action anywhere. Chances are we'll never get a Firestorm movie anytime soon. You know what I mean? No. So to have him in a live action show is just really cool. So I enjoy stuff like that. And if they can do more stuff like that in Superman and Lois, and maybe it can be a little interesting. It does look like they're trying to do some weird stuff.
Is that the same Superman that they got in
Yeah,
it's the same one. Okay.
Yeah. Was Lois ever in?
That's why I'm not too I don't have high hopes about it because he's from Supergirl, and I think me and Derek have talked about this, and I was trying to defend it a little bit because you know what you're getting. It's supposed to be campy. It's supposed to be. She holds this pose more times than I've seen anybody hold this pose.
Oh man,
it's in her contract to hold this pose. I don't know, bro. Yeah. She does it like it's her job. So if she's coming over from that, I don't have too many. The only show CW right now that has kept my interest so far is still Flash. Every other one, I've kind of fallen off. It's just it's very hard to. But yeah, so we'll see what happens.
And even Flash is.
Oh, Flash 100% is still corny.
Isn't it?
I only watched the first season of Flash, and it's been forever since then. I tried watching Green Arrow, but I don't know. Didn't really get into it.
Yeah, Green Arrow.
I fell off Arrow after season 3.
Yeah, first 2 or 3 seasons of Arrow was fire. I was in there. I was definitely in there. I was like, okay, all right, I'm kind of into this. It's a little corny from time to time, but okay, I get that. It's a TV show on cable TV. I understand that. And then it just got over the top with it.
It got repetitive.
And I was like,
there's only so much Felicity can do before I'm like, all right, we're done here. I don't
damn. It got like that for real?
Yes.
I know some shows you're supposed to let it breathe a little bit, but man, I turned on that first episode of Flash and then I said, hell no.
Yeah.
Turned it off. I never watched it again.
I feel you on that
one. People were just like, oh man, it gets better. I said, nah.
I remember one episode where Reverse Flash was chasing him and their watchtower guy, I forgot his name.
Frisco?
Frisco. He was like, bro, Reverse Flash is faster than you. And then Flash responded with, but I know the city better. I'm like, but that's not how speed works.
Yeah, he did say that.
He's faster than you. He's faster than you. I don't know.
But I know
the city better.
And that increases your foot speed. How?
You don't know when you go make them turns going super speed. At super speed, he can't react and make the same turns. He just has to follow you and catch you on the straightaway.
I know the shortcuts.
And then you can see on the monitor, he was literally catching up to him. And I'm like, bro.
I hate it. I'm not even a huge DC fan, but I do like the Flash a lot, and I don't feel like they ever do my nigga right in live action.
No, they don't. They don't. You know what it is?
They don't.
They keep trying to make him the comedy character every time. And while yes, in the comics and in the animated shows, he can be some comedic relief, it's always off of somebody else. So there's always a play. He's either joking around with Hal Jordan, Green Lantern. He might be trying to get under Batman's skin, and it's always in a context. But in the live action, this nigga, like they'll make him like buying like an orange, and he'll try to be funny, and it's like, why? Like why? Why?
funny you say that.
Oh, make him run like this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that run, that run,
dude.
I still
that
prefer.
that run. Oh, don't get me started on that.
I mean, they're both ridiculous, but I still rather see Grant Gustin run in his Flash versus Ezra
Yeah,
Miller's
that's facts.
throwing my body forward.
That's what CW did. That they definitely
Wait, they emulated that now?
No,
I hate
they-
all-
no.
Well,
I'm saying in the CW Flash, the run is much better.
It is, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's much better.
Yeah, it's much better, but it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not. The same.
Yeah, that's true.
I was gonna say funny
Yeah.
thing. Funny you say that about his humor. That was my criticism about the Flash and CW, because he wasn't really the humor guy. He was the serious guy all the time.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, well, the Flash from the animated series, I always saw him as the funny guy.
Yeah, that Barry Allen, yeah.
And this Barry Allen, I mean, Cisco is the guy who's cracking all the jokes.
Yes.
And
Like,
Flash
haha,
is always
my
so
name
serious.
is the cooking oil. It's
Well,
like,
see,
all right.
isn't that the thing though? I thought Barry Allen is actually the serious one. I thought the one that was always cracking jokes in the animated series was Wally West.
I feel like they interchange their
that makes-
personalities
yeah.
depending. Like that I have seen that as the case.
Yeah.
I mean, as a way to kind of be a contrast. They both can't be the haha funny guys on
Yeah.
screen at the same time. It's just like, okay, that's corny. But I think it just kind of switches depending. It's weird. I'm not sure
Barry Allen's the
anymore.
first one, right? Barry Allen.
Yeah.
He's first one.
I
Wally
think
West.
like over time, like when Wally West was introduced, Barry Allen was more mature.
Yeah, like he was older, seasoned. I've
Yeah,
run
but
through
he was
Speed
just more
Force a few
seasoned. He
times.
wasn't. I don't think he
Yeah.
was.
Oh,
I
yeah,
guess-
see, I always thought
Always
Wally
more
was the clown.
serious. He just was more seasoned. Like he just been around on. That's how they always do Barry.
Yeah, I don't really got a lot of
Right.
I
No, there's no deep dive on this.
Lightning bolts everywhere.
The trailer was the trailer. It's a CW show.
yeah.
Taking it with a
Might give
grain
it
of
a.
salt.
I might get. No, actually, no.
I'm
not gonna do it.
No, I don't think I will.
I got sucked into Flash, and that disappointed me. I don't know if I'm gonna do it with this one.
I did
mean,
watch
from-
the. Oh, go ahead, Raymond. No, you got it, Raymond. Go ahead.
So from the trailer, it's apparently him and Lois trying to raise kids as regular adults or something. And then like I've seen the tagline is he's a superhero, but he's gonna find out that the hardest job he can be, or the hardest job he can have, is being a parent. And I'm like, oh, Jerry.
Oh man, I've never heard that one before.
Okay, so I will say
Super
that.
Dad.
So I don't know. Take that with a grain of salt. I don't know what they're gonna.
Which one of the sons is the one that's going to be the next Superman? Which one is it?
Jonathan Kent is the.
That's the one I would be interested to see how they do that.
Actually, that gives me a good catch. And hold on.
So
Yeah,
we're
I
gonna
don't know
see-
anything about the super children.
Yeah, Jonathan Kent. He's supposed to be in the new Justice
Jonathan
League.
Kent
He's supposed
is
to be
our
the
new Superman.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got a
really?
new Batman again. I'll show these because this is.
Oh,
just
there you
so
go.
good comic
That
cover.
shit is clean.
That
though.
Future
Yeah.
State Batman is so clean, bro.
Yeah.
That Future State Batman is so dope. I'm really
Yeah, that's
excited
cool.
to read about Tim Fox. But
And he's African American.
Yes.
Oh wait, is he?
is he
Yes.
actually
Yep, Tim Fox, Lucius
black.
Fox's son.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess
Oh.
they're American. I guess they're American.
Oh yeah. Okay,
Oh wait,
okay.
I don't know where.
Oh,
I don't know
Future
where.
State Superman. I think last week I don't remember what I said, but it is Future State Superman. This is Jonathan Kent. That's why he
Oh,
looks
that's him?
boyish and child.
Man.
that boy
That-
lanky.
Yeah, I better say
John
that Edna Mode, no cake.
Right, right. That's his favorite movie.
Yes.
That's Jonathan Kent. He it's funny. I don't know if y'all have watched anything or to do with the Future State comics, but he's like obviously his dad's Superman, right? And like everybody and that Wonder Woman isn't Diana at all. It's not Diana.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Uh,
it is okay.
Some lady from Brazil.
Yeah, it's a different.
From
it's a
Brazil,
different
not
story.
the.
She's not. No,
No,
she's
it's
not from
Diana.
Thunderscare at all.
Okay.
Huh.
different group of people, but she
All right,
just
Brazilian.
she honestly she might be more ruthless than Diana. So I don't know.
I mean,
what
if she come
Patty
from
Jenkins is gonna
if she
do.
come from Brazil, I will. Yeah, it's raw down there. I expect it.
No, big
That's
facts. Brazil is a crazy place.
That's appropriate.
But Jonathan Kent seems to be one of the only ones who has a connection to the old Justice League, like how they used to do stuff in the old Justice League. And I won't go through the whole like premise, but like Future State is this new Justice League created out of some of the issues that came up within the old Justice League and what happened. So a lot of these characters are emulations of their old selves, but they're all new people in this new Justice League. It's funny. It's funny we're pointing out. You know what? I'll talk about that next week. Actually, I'll talk about that next week when I've got more. I've read a couple more. I won't even dive into that right now. I won't dive into that. But Future State DC Comics is coming out right now. It should be easy enough for y'all to follow along if you got a local comic book store. Some of these covers aren't really hard to find. I don't know that they'll be worth anything, but you can follow along with DC Comics right now. That being said, just since we're on DC still, I decided to do a rewatch of Batman the Animated Series since it's on HBO Max. I never knew that the first season had 67 episodes.
That's why it all blends together. That makes a lot of sense.
The first season had 67, and then the next two are like regular seasons. It's like somebody signed them up and was like, hey, only do 20, bro. Like, yeah. And you know what it is? Some of the episodes in this first season are terrible. Like, they're just not good. Like, they're very forgettable, very why is this even here? And I think that's why they were like, hey, you don't need more than 20 of these, bro. Y'all didn't have to do 60. Because, like, they probably could get away. Honestly, like, they a lot of them are really good. They probably could have got away with 40 episodes a season. But I understand reducing them back to 22, 23 episodes in the next two seasons. But though that first season is such a good, wide introduction to all of Batman's villains. I don't think I ever really know. Like, obviously, I watched it growing up, but you know, I wasn't watching it in order. Like, I wasn't watching Batman the Animated Series, you know, as the episodes were coming out. I'm just seeing random episodes when they were on TV or whatever, you know. So to see it now from start to finish, I'm like, oh, they really did a great job of bringing in so many of Batman's villains, like introducing them to you, introducing that where they come from stuff. You know what I mean? There used to be this whole thing where it was like, oh, nothing in DC is real. All the stuff in DC just comes from magic and aliens and blah blah blah. And I get that, but Batman is the heart of like it's Detective Comics, right? Like that's what.
Bro, I'm still mad. I'm still mad when you said Detective Comics late last year. My mind, I never knew. I literally felt like I walked out of the womb the same day, and I was like, okay. I did not, and then I felt. Anyway, continue.
I did my first day as a person.
Right. Wow. Breathing is great. Like, man.
But no, Detective like when it comes to Batman, like even though Joker gets given the big stuff for being the one bad day guy, and anything could happen to anybody, Batman shows that over and over and over through his show. It can be a little bit repetitive because sometimes some of these dudes be going off the railings for nothing. Like the Mad, I'll just talk about one. I'll just pinpoint on one. The Mad Hat. So they bring in a couple villains from Disney, right? Like clearly there's one villain that is shaped after like Captain Hook, and there's another villain that's shaped after the Mad Hatter, right? And literally he works with this girl named Alice. Oh, the Mad Hatter is like this scientist dude, right? He's a researcher. He works for Bruce Wayne. So Bruce comes in and he's like, oh, you know, actually Bruce is like VP person, right? Like the guy who becomes a Mad Hatter, his boss. She's like tripping. She's like, Mr. Wayne is coming. If you don't have your stuff in order, you're fired. I'm gonna kick you off the team. And Wayne comes in and, you know, like Bruce Wayne is like super humanitarian. He's for the people. So he comes in, he's like, I just need more time, Mr. Wayne. And Bruce is like, yeah, of course, no problem. Like, take all the time. He's like, yeah, if you need more time, you're a value here to this company. Take all the time you need. And he's like, no problem. And he walks out, right? Tells the guy, have a good day. I guess Mad Hatter just forgot Bruce said any of that and goes about his day. He starts talking to the girl, Alice. She's like the receptionist chick, right? And Alice has this like she's talking about being in love with this dude or whatever, and then he starts talking to her, and she starts like just being nice to him, right? Just having a regular conversation with him. And in these older shows, when a girl's nice to you and you're a nerd in a show, that means you fall in love with her instantly because women are never nice nerds ever. So so naturally he's like, oh my dear Alice, you're the only one that ever sees me for what I'm like. Bruce just told you were a valued member of his team and that you could have all the time you need. Like he just said that in the other room. Just did it. How did you forget that now? Because whatever, but fun. The show has a lot of weird inconsistencies like that, but they make it funny more than bad for me. But anyways, so whatever, the guy, he's like, I love you. I want to take you out so you can forget about your person. I'll take you around the town. And he does all this creepy old man shit that he's like, his dude should not be talking to a clearly like 22 to 24-year-old white woman. Like he should not be having, he's old as hell. Looks like the Mad Hatter, should not be having a conversation. This is creepy as hell. He takes her out. She goes with him, right? She goes with him, not knowing it's really a date, thinking he's just being nice, right? So he goes with him. They see a bunch of sights. They go to dinner. He uses mind control. So he makes people think. He uses mind control to have people like blow up his status, make him think he's the man around town, basically, really make him look like this guy. And at the end of it all, he's like, oh, we'll go out again and we'll go out again. And he thinks he's in the clear because she left her dude, right? But of course, when she goes back inside, her dude is waiting inside. He's like, no, I love you still. Like, we shouldn't have argued. Let's make it back up. So they make up, right? She go to work the next day. Buddy on 10, right? He got roses coming into work. He hyped up, ready to give her the rose. He like, oh, we going out again. I'm lit. And and Shorty come in, she got engaged.
Oh no.
Engaged, right?
I feel that pain.
So now she off showing off the ring to everybody around the office. She turned up. She like, she's sick, right? Now that hurt his feelings. Now, this girl that he never told he actually loved or cared about, that never expressed that she loved or cared about him in any way, shape, or form, drove this nigga to ultimate evil. Ultimate evil.
I have nothing.
Kind of wild when you think that
he was done.
This dude, because this girl didn't like him back, and because she wanted to marry the dude that she was already in a relationship with when he met her, right? Because she wanted to go back with that guy, he decides to basically mind control everybody he can and create this fake wonderland that he can put Alice in. And obviously Batman comes in and thwarts everything or whatever. But like that whole episode didn't need to exist. It just didn't. But it's one of like 65 or 67, however many episodes it is. And I just thought the episode was hilarious because literally they just go off the rails for nothing. I get one bad day. Like there could be like a culmination of things, but this dude went off the rails for nothing.
Couldn't handle it, bro. It was too much.
I want to watch that now. That sounds so stupid.
Alice, I love you.
The Batman animated series is one of those shows you can watch while you're doing something else. Like if you're gaming or if you're just kind of vibing or whatever, you just like you're cooking or something, you just want to put something else on the screen on your tablet or your whatever, your visuals, whatever you got. You just throw on Batman the animated series and just kind of glance and listen. And it will it's great. Like there's this one time this kid just out the blue just references the Batcave. He just like says like, it's not the Batcave, Batman, or something like that. And like Batman doesn't question how this kid is the only other person besides him and Alfred and Robin who know that there's even a Batcave. Nobody in this universe knows there's a Batcave. Nobody. Nobody's been there. It hasn't been infiltrated yet. The only person who even knows Batman's identity has already been convinced that he was lying. Like he's already been convinced that he was wrong, which is Hugo Strange. So how on earth does this random kid in this universe just know about the Batcave?
That's what's funny going back to these older shows that we kind of have this strong fond nostalgia for, and then you see like goofs like that, which clearly makes zero sense, but you don't remember that.
No, of course not.
And it's just
of course not. I just remember the greatness of Batman. It was like, oh, Batman is so cool because it is still cool. Like Batman, he's a cold ass nigga, bro. He still be doing shit. Yeah. He be having the most corny lines, bro. He was fighting these dudes that would turn people into werewolves, or basically werewolves, more or less. Like they would turn into a wolf, like a big ass man wolf, but like they couldn't control it. They had no control of what they were doing when they were man wolves. He catches two of the perpetrator people. He pulls them out the water, and he was like, "Looks like I'm taking y'all to the pound."
Oh yeah, okay.
boy.
That's my brand of humor right there.
That right there, that
Dog.
is the right amount of cheese.
Let me tell you something. I
just kidding.
cried.
Right amount of
I
cheese.
cried. I
Yeah.
said, "What did he just say?" I had to hit the rewind, bro. I said,
The right
"What?"
amount of cheese.
That should belong
Oh my
to
God.
CW, man.
Just
Man.
running,
Right.
just running with some dogs.
Mm.
It's like all of our shows
my
are
God.
based on that.
Corniness, perfectly seasoned.
Yep.
Oh, so great. The
Right
amount of
on my
situations that Batman gets himself out of when he shouldn't is like ridiculous. Like how is these people should have definitely been took his mask off. One time, like they had like he was knocked out cold, and they were like, "Let's take his mask off," and he was like, "Oh no, don't take his mask off. That's part of his delusion. Leave it on." I was like, "Fam, you have you can be the only person right now in the world to know who Batman is, and you're not leaving. What are you doing?"
And that's
That is
why
just
these
hilarious.
that's why they're just lackeys and not the boss.
Right.
Batman said, "See, you could take my mask off, but there's this very, very thick coat of plot armor I have on. It's gonna
No,
keep
in
me
fact, what is it? I think it's in. I can't remember if that's Justice League or Young Justice. Somebody was about to take his mask off, and that shit just electrocuted. Like it just he's like, nah.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yes. They're trying to police
It might have been one of the movies. I can't remember what it
Oh,
was.
It was
man.
the
But
movie. It was
like,
Dark Knight.
that.
It was Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm.
It was Dark Knight.
Yeah.
oh,
Oh,
yes,
man.
it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was the animated one, right?
No. It was in Dark Knight when
It was in
somebody
Dark
like
Knight.
one of the I think it was one of Joker's like minions or somebody, and then they tried to take his mask off, and then he got electrocuted, and then Joker comes in and he's like, "Woo!" And he did some weird shit. I don't remember. I remember it clear as day. Like,
I do have like a slight memory of that. I gotta rewatch. The
telling
Dark
you,
Knight.
man,
I gotta rewatch The Dark Knight.
Heath
'cause that's
Ledger
what
was
we
going
watched.
crazy. I was like, man, this
Time to rewatch The Dark
I'm
Knight.
just go back and watch it, bro. That was funny, bro.
Your boy Heath Ledger's something special, man.
He got excited. Somebody else got electrocuted. He was like,
Ooh, that felt funny, didn't it?
But once it's not me,
Man's a
the
fucking
one
masochist
that's in my head is
sadist.
one from an animated.
Oh, man.
For sure.
I got you.
It's definitely from an animated version of it because I remember it literally having this blue spark go all the way around his face,
Okay.
and it was like, fam, nah. You know what? It might be the one where they were telling stories of Batman. It might be one of those like where it's like a look back on something like Batman Year One or something like that. I don't know, but yeah. It's just Batman got the ultimate plot armor. It's a regular dude in a bat suit, and everybody just takes him seriously because he be kicking niggas' ass.
Yep.
That belt got everything he needs.
What was that animated Batman series that was like more comedic?
Brave and Bold.
It was
Yeah,
Brave and the Bold?
Brave and the Bold.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, that one's worth a rewatch too. I went back and watched some clips from that one on YouTube, and I don't know, there was some quote in there where like I don't know if he was talking to Harley Quinn or something like that, but he said something about like the hammer of justice being unisex.
Oh no, that was like he was fighting this one chick with a mustache on. Like it was like a bunch of goon like Nancy niggas, and like she turned around, she had this mustache on. She was like, "Oh, you ain't gonna hit a woman, is you?" And he was like, "Hammer of justice is unisex, bitch."
That
Shout out
is
to
funny.
Batman Brave and the Bold, man.
That's
That's
funny.
underrated. I think that gets overlooked.
Incredible.
No,
writing.
Brave and the Bold definitely gets overlooked. I haven't watched that in a long time.
Yeah.
And then Teen Titans Go gets overlooked. Like people should watch
That got okay. I used to be in the this
That
show
show is
sucks
love
because
Teen
it's
Titans.
not. I used to like early on. I was in the camp of this show sucks because it's not Teen Titans. When I watched it and I was like, oh, I'm wrong. This is hilarious.
Wrong. Everybody was wrong. That
Everybody was
show
wrong.
is amazing.
The
It
show's
is
genius, actually.
hilarious. It is like literally just don't take it for what it is. Don't take it for the Teen Titans. Like
Yeah.
they joke on
I need to
themselves
watch the
through the whole
movie.
thing, bro. They
do.
They literally make jokes about not being the Teen Titans anymore.
Bruh.
It's hilarious, bro. Teen Titans Go is worth everybody's time. I wish more people would
Mhm.
understand that and watch that show and not just be mad that it's not the old Teen Titans. You can go stream the old Teen Titans on. I think
You
it's
sure
on
can.
HBO Max now.
It is. Yep. It's
Go
all
stream the
there.
old Teen Titans. Go watch Red
Excellent
X.
soundtrack.
Go watch Red X.
Yeah,
You're gonna
very good
see his,
soundtrack.
Yo, remember when Teen Titans Go when what's his name? Fucking the one with the guns on his arm.
Gunman.
Why Cyborg?
Cyborg.
I'm tripping. Why did him saying the wrong thing make me remember? Like I was like, nigga. I was like, nah, nigga, it's Cyborg. What are you talking about? Like,
It was damn new. That's why he said he's like, oh, this will joggle his memory. The wrong thing.
But then like Raven like showed off her legs or something. He started beating some meat.
Oh yeah.
I was-
Yo, that's what I mean.
I was like,
he was holding like a bunch of like ground beef. He was like, looking at her thighs.
Euphemism.
Oh,
I'm
it was a
like,
euphemism. That's
It was a
like-
euphemism. That's
It's not a
yeah.
children's
That
He was
show had
eating
it.
his meat.
It's not
Yeah.
a kid show, bro. It is. They
Incredible.
had Robin 2 in the urn behind them. They had an urn of Robin 2. They had Robin 2. They said Robin 2.
Bruh.
Yo, man, you just watch that show for Easter eggs back to the original people. Like they will clown themselves, bro. It is so funny. It is so funny. It's
It
so
was fun.
funny.
It was funny when it was funny when they had like the actual likenesses of the voice actors on there.
Oh yeah.
They had like Philomar on there, like Tara Strong and some of the
Mm-hmm.
others. Beast Boy talking to his voice actor, they both cracking the same type of jokes. And I was like, this is madness.
Man, I love it.
definitely gotta watch
Teen
that.
Titans Go, man, is worth it, man. That is a fun time. You're gonna just you laughing, bro. Like I like to smoke a little and just watch funny shit, bro. Because I'll laugh. I laugh normally, like on our own. You know what I'm saying? Like Ian knows for sure. Like we just laugh to laugh. But when like when you just like a little drug infused and you see the bullshit, it be the smallest shit you just be crying at. Like, bro, why he say that like that? Like,
Derek, what is that show that you had showed me? Like I want to say a couple months ago. It's something sex, love, and something. It was on. Is it on Netflix or some weird?
Sex, Love, and Robots or something?
Sex, Love, and Robots.
I think
The
that's what it
anthology.
is.
I've seen that. Yeah.
Bruh.
Anthology, yeah.
I haven't watched it yet.
This nigga Derek showed me this shit. I was like, what the fuck is going on in this show? Bruh? You get on, bro. You elevate
wild
your
show.
mind and then you watch that, right?
Yeah, it's a wild show.
Because no episode is the same, and it's telling its own contained story, and that shit. I'm sorry, it just what you were saying right now just reminded me of that, and I was like, bro, that shit had me. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Big fact. Sex, Love, and Robots, man.
Jeez.
And robots. All right, man. Let's get into what the people want. I know what they want to hear about. They want to hear what we think about WandaVision, episode 3.
We in the 70s now.
And just before y'all get into it, it's actually, I don't know how, but I do have to go. I think I told Derek.
Yeah,
about
I know.
Oh.
It actually works out.
it actually works out because I haven't watched WandaVision yet.
Same here, actually. I was actually kind of thinking the same thing. I was like, I might just hop off and use this as an opportunity to just to watch it.
So
Yeah.
I just want to
about to spoil
is it that good of a show?
It's a slow
We'll
burn
talk
of
about
like
it. Stay around and hear what we got to say about it.
Oh, so you gonna ruin it?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
wanna go watch?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this real quick, Kale. The first episode was kind of corny to me, but
absolutely
the
corny.
second episode, that's when it started to pick up, and now I started to see how they were connecting the dots, or how they were building to. They started building up to something, and so that anticipation for what they're building up to, that is what now I was like, okay, bet I can keep watching this because I know where this is about to go, or that kind of thing. But that first episode,
maybe
gotta kind of get through that, and then it'll, like they forgot the
What's
date for one Mr. Love, and
But yeah.
I was like,
But yeah, I'm a bounce too. As a matter of fact, who got the Disney Plus creds?
It's me.
Yeah, can you shoot those? Can you shoot those my way?
I shall
will
check your
sign that.
Discord in a moment.
All right, y'all.
Good having you, John.
All right, Mr. Intro, appreciate you hopping on with us, bro.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. All right, y'all.
Before I jump off, I just wanted to say I'm very proud of this process and me having to be a part of it. And I appreciate all y'all and including me in it. And yeah, no, like this is dope. And this is what I also wanted to say though when y'all were talking about the reminiscence stuff. One of the biggest parts of this podcast that I've gained or knowledge I've gained from this podcast is the gaming aspect, because Derek knows I'm not much of a gamer. So watching y'all and listening to y'all and it has helped me to understand, you know, the stuff that I need to invest in and the stuff that I know I like. So that's the part where I'm very much appreciative of this podcast, because when it comes to TVs and movies, I'm definitely a TV and movie buff, and I love watching movies like that too. So I love hearing y'all's opinion. But then the new aspect that I got from the podcast was the gaming aspect, because I'm not much of a gamer myself, but I definitely gain a lot of knowledge and I know where to invest in certain things and that kind of thing. Derek's slick trying to get me to become a gamer, but
I mean, there's so many different ways. There's so many different games now, just varied. It's so many ways to just slip into it. Hell,
yeah, very true.
That's the best part, in my opinion. But
yeah, man. I appreciate y'all.
I appreciate you coming on.
Peace.
Yes, sir. Get out of here. What do you please meeting?
Intermission. All right, folks. So now that we're back on again, I reintroduce. That's Dra, that's Ian, that's Kale, and at the bottom, that's Cameron, Case Killer. I don't care if that doesn't make sense on Ian's camera yet. My recording hasn't stopped yet. So hi.
That's right. Okay. I mean, sure. I mean, I'm hailing in the middle right now, at least on my screen. I need to screen cap. I should have screen capped earlier. Oh well, doesn't matter.
Nah, but okay, WandaVision. So Kale, you haven't seen it. Spoiler.
Yep.
Okay. So overview, Kale. WandaVision is obviously a show about Wanda and Vision. They're both the primary characters in the show. It drops you into this world where they're kind of in this like 50s sitcom. That's how it starts. And that can be a little off-putting. So you heard Raymond say that he felt like it was a bit corny, and it was corny. It's just how they're trying to flesh out what they're doing. I enjoyed it because I feel like they did a great job of showing us that it is going somewhere. Like Raymond said, like you can see that this is building up to something. You know what I mean? That's obviously it's a TV show, so it's probably not endgame levels of stuff. But we do know like that Wanda has to help us tie into a lot of the Doctor Strange stuff. There's magic users. There could be more magic. Like getting a lot of the magic in here is really helpful. And obviously Wanda also helps ties us to X-Men. So another way of bringing this stuff in. So it just looks like there's a lot of potential in this, and that's what has me excited as I go through these episodes. I'm just kind of taking them for what they are versus what I was expecting. Because if it's up to me, I want the MCU shows to be, you know, big ass fight matches from the rip. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. Start throwing bolts and shit at each other fight. But I understand that these shows can't be like that from the rip. You know, just for budget low, right? So WandaVision is a slow starting show. It does give out this 50s, these old timey vibe, but every episode is a new era. So the first episode was from the 50s, the second was from the 60s, and this last episode was from the 70s. So not to hang too much on the back end because we already talked about episodes 1 and 2 last week, but WandaVision is just developing art. It appears to us, and now we are going to get into spoilers, so I'll put the drop right around here somewhere. Spoilers. Goes here somewhere. It does seem like she is kind of creating her own pocket dimension where these people exist in her reality, a reality that she's allowed to shape. Because anytime things don't go the way she wants them to go, or people start to figure things out or question things, she's able to rewind it back to whatever point she wants and just start them over, and she gets the result she wants. So clearly, even if it's not a pocket dimension, she's in control in this universe in some way, and she's the one that's allowing things to progress. Yeah, so like I said, we started in the 50s, and then we went to the 60s, and now this last episode was in the 70s. And this episode had a lot more going on. I don't know, Gerard, you're the MCU head. I'll let you dive into it.
Okay, so pretty much it continues on from the very end of the second episode. I'm not going to delve on. It leads into this one. Basically, where they're talking about children. All of a sudden, Wanda turns and she's pregnant. It's like, how are you pregnant when Vision It's like an android. How is this possible? So in this episode 3, she made the world, so man. Well, that's the end of the show. But no, so yeah, so like Derek said, it's episode 3. It's the 1970s era of like the sitcom like TV show. This is the first episode in true color, like everything's in color. And it's got the 70s aesthetic. So it's basically really just more focusing on like Wanda. She's like, oh, I'm really pregnant. Like it starts with like the doctor coming in. He's like, so how far am I, doc? And he's like, well, it looks like you're like within like your first trimester, first 3-4 months. And she's like, oh, but it's only been like 8 hours. And I'm this big. And he's like, oh, that's odd, whatever. But there's definitely like, yeah, she pretty much keeps getting bigger and bigger as the episode goes on. She's like rapidly accelerating being pregnant. And her magic kind of goes kind of haywire off and on here and there. So she's like, basically it's a lot of weird stuff going on like that. Like she's like, I think this is her world that she's kind of creating, and either from her consciousness or something like that. It's like stuff that like would be happening to her as someone that's, you know, very, very pregnant. It's like when she was like, oh, I think your contractions are happening. It's like, oh, and then like she did the thing, the whole power went out, like not in the building, but just the whole block. And it's like, what the hell? Why did the power go out? And then like she was like, the water burst in their house, like they had a bunch of sprinklers. It was just raining in the house, which is like supposed to symbolize like, oh, maybe the water is breaking for her. And since this is her world, it's like herself this is happening too. So yeah, and then when that happened, she's like, oh, Vision, go get the doctor again, because he was supposed to be trying to like go on vacation, you know, like old white dude doctor type shit, go to Bermuda or whatever. And Vision's kind of freaking out too. He's kind of forgetting his powers again. So he does like, he never really does super speed in the movies. He can do it, because I mean he's an android, whatever. But this is the first time we actually see him do super speed. Like he runs out the house like yum, and it's like okay. And he just runs to the doctor, and the doctor was like, it's like, Doc, we need to go back to get to Wanda. I think she might be time for the baby. And he's like, oh, well, I think this works out because he said, I think this works out because I was trying to go on vacation, but it turns out I can't really go anywhere. And it's like, okay. Right. And then like, like
something holding me to this town, man.
And that was for me, that was the best. That was the whole episode for me, right? Those moments, and then obviously I'll get to it with Geraldine as well. Those moments are what I kind of live for in the show. Those little cracks where people are almost figuring it out. Like I'm just waiting for that to happen, because I just know it'll be crazy when that happens. But like yeah, just the doctor being like, yeah, it's hard to go anywhere, and Vision just being like, yeah, I guess. And that's what tripped me out the most, is Vision being on the verge of figuring this shit out. Yes. Every episode now, it's like, it comes this place like, that doesn't really make sense, huh? And then it's like, oh, okay, well.
I'm actually glad you said that, because I got ahead of myself before the doctor part. Because like in the beginning of the episode, when the doctor left and said, hey, I'm going on vacation, you should be fine, whatever, expecting a normal like 9-month pregnancy. Vision goes across the street, he hears like a noise and next door, and he sees the black dude named Herb. I think it's Herb, like Herb. Yeah. And he's like, hey Herb. It's like, hey Vision. And he's like sawing through the not like a fence, but it's like a stone wall or whatever. Yeah, and he's actually sawing through it. And Vision's like, Herb, what you doing? He's like, oh, nothing, just sawing through. No, just sawing through, no problem. It's like going through it, like straight up concrete. It's like, okay, that's weird. And then he goes back in. I think he goes back in, and he comes back out, and he sees her talking to Agnes.
No, he was about to go back in, and then what's her name?
Agnes. Yeah.
She pulled up, and they started talking. And then he kind of turned around and he said bye at first, but then he kept hearing them like whisper. And before he went back inside again, he was like, man, what's going on? He just like basically tried to interrupt, like tried to see like what's going on. And like, yeah, that was just really dope. And then they just start questioning like Geraldine, like, who's Wanda in the house with? Like, oh, just Geraldine. And she's like, oh, that's just interesting. And like, well, why is it interesting? Like, oh, because Geraldine has no husband or anything. And he's like, oh, that's not like crazy. And they're like, yeah, but she also has no home. And they're like, wait, what? And they're like, yeah, she doesn't have a house.
Yeah, it was weird. Like she has no place to live, and it's
She's like, yeah, she just got here a couple days ago, and
It's funny. I didn't realize who she actually was until I looked it up. Her name.
Yeah, I didn't want to say anything.
I had no idea that she was the daughter of what was the girl's name? Carol Danvers.
Yes, her friend from the Air Force.
I had no idea
She's the
that
little
was
girl.
her.
That is her. Yeah,
I was like, oh.
And she does well. We'll get there. We'll get there because I feel like
We'll
as the
get
show
there.
goes on, they might just give it to us.
They
Straight
might
up.
give it to us. Okay.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah. And I don't want to. Yeah, I know who her characters was. I just don't, for those listening and watching as well, and for us too, just be like, oh yeah, that's this person, and then all the intrigue's going. I don't want that to happen. Her character's interesting, but yeah. And Derek brought that up too when Vision goes back and talks to Wanda and says all that, and Wanda kind of looks at her in this kind of like an awe face. And Vision was like, wait, and then it suddenly goes backwards like 10 seconds, and he just like walks in again. It was such a quick jump, like the craziest jump cut, and I was like, I had to blink because I watched it like Friday morning before I went to work. I get up earlier and I watch it, and then I go to work. I watched that happen. I was like, whoa, okay, that's all right. It's just rewind. So yeah, and that happened. That's really off too. But yeah, when Vision goes out and talks to Agnes and Herb outside, they're like they're whispering, and Vision's like, oh, what are you guys talking about? And he's like, oh, nothing too interesting. Just we feel like we need to tell you about, and he's like, about what? And then actually, oh no, we don't have to tell him anything. I'm like, no, it's nothing. You're just how you're just talking or whatever. It looked like Herb was trying to tell Vision something. So I think Vision is.
What was he saying? He's like Wanda is.
Oh yeah, because Wanda is, and he trailed off, and he's like, Wanda is what? Yeah, and then like he wants to say it, but like he can't. Like someone's holding him back from saying it. So it's clear now that the people that from the episode 2 and stuff in that same town, the Westview or whatever, is either in on something or something's like holding him back, or they might just be fake people. I don't know. It's some crazy Truman Show type stuff, kind of sort of going on.
And that's why I'm enjoying it. That's why I'm enjoying it. I've said that on the show before, how much I love the Truman Show, and I just love the idea that somebody could be manipulating this whole thing, and it may or may not really be Wanda. Like these people might all be trapped, and Wanda is just the only one with a little more power than everybody else because she can't fully be contained or something. You know what I mean? Like they might all supposed to be in a prison, but only Wanda can, interact or do whatever. She might not be just creating this place either. So we don't know exactly what this is. We know this situation is. But then we, as Vision's outside, we get to see Wanda and Geraldine have their moment. Yes. And clearly Geraldine is, I'm a little, that's intriguing me too. That's what's holding my interest a bit too, because I'm not sure if she's either playing dumb or if she really doesn't like fully have her memories like, I think all the way. You know what I mean? Because she's kind of there and she's making certain questions, and Wanda's like, and then Wanda said, starts reminiscing because of the kids, and she starts talking about her brother who's died, and she's like, yeah, your brother Quicksilver, he was killed by Ultron.
I think that was a trigger when she mentioned Pietro and stuff.
Yeah,
because this was after she gave birth to, well, it was kids, twins.
Yeah,
so she gives birth for twins. Their names will be Tommy and Billy. They will be important later. For sure. It's like, honestly, this is exciting. Yeah, these kids coming. No, like real talk. This is half the reason why this show exists. Like real talk. So, but yeah, and that was a trigger. And she gave Geraldine this scary look, like what? And she like yeets her, like she just looks at her and just yeets her through the wall or something.
She does something. I'm curious to know what happened there. Did they actually fight or what? But that's kind of our first shot of the outside world. Geraldine. Obviously, it seems like at the end of every episode we have that like click to the end, like where it's like somebody's watching it on like a monitor.
Oh yeah, the end credits and stuff.
And that's supposed to kind of give us the idea that it's not completely what we think it is. But this was like the first time to see Gerald, because she was bloodied up. And it was interesting for I don't know what it was because I'm not a Marblehead enough, but Geraldine had that necklace on, and Wanda just started questioning her. The sword, is that what it was? The sword necklace, is that what it was? So she just started questioning it real quick. She was like, where are you from and what do you do? And like all the questions that Mr. Hart had kind of came at them with, Wanda kind of was pushing on Geraldine a little bit and then was like, what's that? Like, what is that? And she was like, oh, I don't know. It's nothing. And then all you see is Geraldine got her ass beat and she outside. And then so the most interesting part of the episode to me is when she gets kicked out, all the military and stuff that sees her out there, are they friend or foes? Are they picking her up to be like she infiltrated something she wasn't supposed to? Or are they like swords or shield people who are like helping her recover? What do you guys think will happen?
It seems that they're all sword on the outside.
They are all sword. Yeah.
Okay.
Because if you remember from episode 2, where like the radio, when Wanda was at that garden party thing or whatever with Dottie, and it just started, the frequency changed, and it was like, Wanda, who's doing this to you? This, that, and the other. And then like early in that same episode, when she hears the noise outside, she goes to like her bushes and she sees this red like helicopter, and it has a sword icon on it too. So I think they're trying to break in. I think they're thinking like she's trapped in there. Well. Yeah, the beehive. Yeah, you did that too. Because he had the logo, I think, on his back or something. Yeah. So I think that and we don't even know. Well, she rewinded that, so that's how we know it happened. But yeah, it's interesting. Oh, okay. There's one other thing in this episode that's really, and it's even when Geraldine first comes in there, because she only came in there just to be like the neighborhood. I just wanna borrow something. And Wanda's desperately trying to. Well, it's funny because like she's probably wearing a coat to cover her. She's pregnant, which is like if most women or anyone dresses really huge and there's something bulging, they're hiding something. But she didn't even notice. Right?
Hey, y'all see Kalle falling asleep?
I did. I just want to say that. Yo, if you watch on YouTube, that's a.
I mean, you can watch the episode back, bro. It'll be up Tuesday.
Right.
We got you out your bed early, bro.
Oh man, but yeah, so when Geraldine comes in there and Wanda's trying desperately to hide the fact that one, she's pregnant, and two, there's nothing weird going on, so she's trying to keep her away from like the kitchen stuff. But they're sitting down in the living room and they're talking about some stuff, and there's like a stork that comes out there, very obviously a stork. And Wanda tries to magic it away, and it doesn't go away. So what do y'all think is the deal with that stork? Because if Wanda couldn't magic it away, maybe that's someone else putting a stork there, just like saying, "Oh, the babies are coming," or I don't know.
Stork is more powerful than Wanda is.
Maybe.
I wonder if it's just to show us that he doesn't have full control of her powers here.
Yeah.
Even when she tried to make it seem like she did, like, you know, moving the furniture and arranging the plates and all the kitchen stuff, like even when she was doing all that stuff, she still, that stuff is kind of light work, I guess. It doesn't seem like she has all of her full power here. And so now in this desperate situation, and then add on the fact that she's pregnant and having all these like hormonal outbursts, she can't just use her power so easily in that state. And so maybe that's part of it. I think that's more of what it is, just showing us that she's not at 100% here. Like there's something off about her too, because she's the only one we haven't seen kind of be off. Like they kind of made her seem like she's this all-powerful being in this small universe, and this was the first time we saw something not simply go her way, because she should have been able to snap into, the story disappears.
Yeah, so I can see that. I actually agree with you on that. I think that might be the case. And I think it also tells us, like, because honestly, this whole episode, her brother, this is the first time she mentioned Quicksilver since Ultron. They mentioned Ultron since Ultron, Age of Ultron, the movie, and then she shed a tear. So clearly, it's and I'm actually glad they showed this too, because like her character's on the side so long. It's clear that she still feels some type of way about her brother being gone, that Ultron killed him. And maybe her mental state's not all there.
Right.
So maybe, I think going forward we might see more of these things happen.
Right.
Maybe even weirder, or might actually cause harm to people or something.
And that's what I'm curious to see, because I want to know what her relationship is with these people that are in this universe with her. Like,
I do too.
can she harm them? Can they harm her? And how does what happened in this universe affect what's happening outside this universe? Like, are their bodies in tanks somewhere? And where is Wanda? Like, now that I think about it, after the whole fight, where does Wanda go? Like, where is she? Is she after Vision dies, right? Like, because we don't see her. Like when they go kill Thanos and stuff, she's not there.
Yeah, she got poof. She got when the snap happened, she got erased.
Oh, she got snapped. Forgot she got erased.
She got snapped?
She did.
She got snapped. That's true.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because Vision was just like Vision just got his fucking dome like snatched. They got the Mind Stone snatched out, so he was just dead. He just had a body. So his body because they originally they were going to in the Infinity War, they went to Wakanda to Shuri and was like, yo, can you just like pretty much like back up his consciousness or whatever and put a new stone in his head, and they didn't have the time. And so his body was there. So maybe she's just mourning.
So I wonder. That's what I was
she not in that final scene of
she came back. No, not. Well, no, she was there in Infinity. Well, they told her. What did they tell her to do? They told her to either.
There was that scene
later
with the girl power scene where all.
I don't think she's in that scene.
She's not in that scene.
I don't think so.
She comes back in Endgame like at the very end. She's like, "Oh, you took everything from me," and so I don't even know who you are, like that meme, with Thanos. But no, you know what? No. You know what it is? She at the very tail end of Infinity War, like right before Vision was about to get snatched, she tried. I have to rewatch it actually. She was there, but she just gets snapped. That's basically what it is. And Vision's body was there. His body was there. He didn't get snapped. So yeah. Maybe just coming back in like an Endgame and everything just happening. Maybe she just was hit with like super emotions and mourning and stuff. I don't know. We'll see though. I think these first 3 episodes I think this is an arc. I think we're kind of moving forward. I think next week this week coming up should be the 80s. I'm curious what they're gonna do for their 80s sitcom stuff. Yeah.
I'm looking right now. After being ambushed by the Order, they sought refuge in Wakanda with the remaining Avengers, but died in the snap after Thanos completed the Infinity Gauntlet. After the effects of the snap were undone in 2023, Maximoff was among the many heroes who fought during the Battle of Earth, defeating Thanos and his armies. So he did fight there. This is what I want to see.
Oh yeah, she wasn't that.
Yeah, because she's at Tony Stark's funeral.
Yeah. Here go the scene where I don't know if I'm allowed to show this on YouTube. Yeah. You got Shuri.
I think it's just blurry enough.
You got Shuri. You got Captain Marvel.
She wasn't there.
She's right there too.
Okay. Yeah, the girl team. Girl power. Yeah.
I just didn't remember her being in there. Said it all.
She should. Man.
Valkyrie in that scene too.
Yeah, because I think that's all the women characters from of MCU there.
And Tony Stark's wife.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Oh yeah, Pepper Potts. Yeah. So that suit. Yeah, that's the rescue suit.
Mm-hmm.
That's just from the comics.
Yeah, she could be something too. I just wonder if maybe she went and found like Vision's body, and from that, like the power of the loss, that mass emotion is what caused her to create this pocket dimension of people. And then as people maybe tried to come save her, she just like trapped them and put them in this big box. I did see some people on, it's crazy to me though. This show is still getting a lot of hate, And it's still getting a lot of this isn't fast enough. This isn't picking up enough for me. I know Ian kind of expressed similar sentiments.
It definitely will until we get the ball rolling more and more. Like it's really like the ball. Like we finally we're kind of like, yo, this ball seems to be interesting. And in episode 3, they start pushing it, and now it's starting to move. And I'm curious. Yeah. I'm actually really curious. I'm curious if each episode's runtime is still going to be like that 30-some minutes to kind of sort of be like a sitcom, or is it going to be a little longer to incorporate more of the MCU stuff as we go along? I feel like that has to happen at least in the last like 2-3 episodes.
I will say this. I really wish I just waited and binged the whole thing from top to bottom.
I can
Honestly,
understand that.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean,
with the way the pacing is.
but I
I
feel
think
like
I'm
on
making
the
my own hype.
I feel like at the same time though, if you were to binge it, I think half of the show's intrigue would just disappear. It would just be another show.
I think they're basing a lot of this on anticipation, right? Like
Mhm.
because like we're having this conversation right now. We can kind of see the long game. We don't know exactly where they're going, but we
Mhm.
know when this stuff really like explodes, like when this reality breaks, when whatever's going on cracks open, that it has the potential to go crazy. And like just knowing the implications of Wanda, you know, with like we said earlier, like with Doctor Strange and with um the X-Men stuff and her kids and everything like that. Like there's just a potential for a lot to happen. And granted, if they're only gonna do 6 more episodes, they're all gonna be that 30-minute runtime, then chances are we're not going to get as expansive as we expect them to, or as we may want them to, because there's just not gonna be enough time.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah, I just
but to
don't
me, if
know.
they could just open the doors to a lot of this stuff, I'll take it because I think we have to understand that WandaVision, I think I might have said this before, maybe I said in the group chat, but WandaVision is having to really stand on its own. There's
Mhm.
nothing else. And we're coming back off of what, a year without any MCU
Yeah, like a
content?
year and a half. Yeah, since Endgame,
With
really.
no MCU content. So
Mhm.
this is a different, like this, it's a hard, you know what I'm saying?
It's a different vibe. It's a way
it's
different
hard to
vibe.
present your group project first. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We all been there when you got it, when you the first one in the class that got to do the group project. You like, and Ian been there before because the teacher decided to go alphabetical order. I know Ian got at least one of those. You got at least
Got
one of
all of
those where you have
those.
to.
I got every last one of those. I
Man,
was
it's
always
good. It's good. Good
make you a
being
better
AD.
man.
It's hard to beat that man on hard to beat that man on a name, boy. AD, like you can't even.
Mm-hmm.
You got the first 4 letters right there. ADA, actually. I mean, this nigga really
Yeah.
can't even.
can't.
Yeah,
It's
like
impossible.
I was talking to my wife about it, like the show, and whenever I would say, oh, she would ask me like, how do you feel about the episode? And I was like, oh, you know, I see where it's going, so the potential's there. But she would always say, all right, well, take away the potential and where you see it's going. How was this episode by itself? Just how was this episode? I'll be like, honestly, I mean, it wasn't great. It wasn't like it was okay. It was a nice building block, but I mean, it's hard to take away what the show is from the potential it has to be. You know,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's hard to be excited for the show with the episodes with no content.
I think
With no
most of
context.
I think most people are like me that know some of the source material that it's coming
Right.
from, so you're excited to see it adapted. It's kind of like, yeah, I think that's what it is, really.
Well,
I think
and
most of
I
the
agree
flack
with
are coming
that.
from the people who haven't or isn't
Exactly.
going on the back
And
end.
that's
and
understandable.
going
I
on.
like hearing everyone's opinion. I'm not saying like, oh, I'm the voice of who should or shouldn't like, but I like seeing, I'm genuinely curious, like, because like if COVID didn't happen last year, we would have gotten Black Widow movie in May. Falcon Winter Soldier would have happened in like August or something like that, and this would have been the second like MCU Disney Plus show. This would have been second. So I think Falcon Winter Soldier coming first, being more familiar fare. Yeah, that show might have popped off of that crazy action, like Derek was saying earlier. That might have been the type of thing.
Yeah.
Then Loki will come back later, and this and the other. So
Oh,
yeah,
Loki about to be fire, bro.
Loki is good. Loki is probably gonna be fire.
And it's not
yeah.
standing on its own, like you guys said. It's coming off the back of two.
That too.
actually
So we'll
pretty
have this kind of what's going on with WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier. I don't actually know a lot of the plot stuff with that, but to me, it's probably going to be setting up Thunderbolts or like more of the. That's probably going to be like Falcon picking up the mantle as Captain America and Winter Soldier probably tying up loose ends with Zemo from Civil War and stuff. That's what I'm expecting. I don't really know much about comics for that, so
I will say this: if Loki and even Captain America still 30 minutes, man. I'm gonna be very disappointed, man.
That'll be tough.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm tempering my expectations because it's Disney, and I that seems to be their model. Like, because the Mandalorian should have been hour-long episodes, and I don't even.
I mean, even they scratched 54 or 45 every now and again.
Yeah,
for a
the
couple.
first
And
episode was
somehow Mandalorian always, even when I was watching a 30-minute episode, it made me feel like it was longer. And I don't know if y'all got.
It's because I think it's because it's well paced to me.
That's
This is a well
I agree. It
I
just
don't
made
really
you feel like an hour, like even when it wasn't. That's I remember telling y'all like the episodes are an hour, and y'all like, nah, bro, 30 minutes, 33 minutes or something. I was like, bro, nah, bro, I know I watched this episode for an hour. Like, nah, like I felt nothing. Like I was like, oh, this really was only 30 minutes. How? Like, oh, that felt great.
Yeah, like honestly, I was because I didn't know. I've seen some of the promo stuff, but I didn't know any of the run times for the WandaVision episodes. So like that last Friday, I got up in the early. I got like I think it's on for like 6. Because I was like, yo, if these are all like 40 some minutes, 40, 45, I gotta accommodate that and then be able to get up and go to work. And I get up and I look at it. Them episodes said 30 some minutes. I was like, huh? Okay, what? That's really short. So I to me, I see it as like. I could be just, I don't know. Yeah, I see it as like they're trying to fit the whole sitcom format. You know, they have the commercial in between. Oh, we didn't even talk about the commercial for this episode, the Hydra soak.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. I think that was just a
Sounds
reference.
like a water gun.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, commercials have all been like Hydra related as of late.
Yeah.
So far.
Except for the
anyway.
one that was Tony Stark.
Tony Stark.
The toaster.
Yeah, the
was-
toaster.
yeah.
Stark Industries, the toaster.
Because they thirsty.
And then there was another one. What's the other one? This nigga Kale.
Kale's hilarious, bro.
What was the other one? The Strucker.
Oh, the Strucker watch.
The Strucker watch. Yeah.
That was Hydra too.
That was high. Yeah, Strucker.
Oh, I forgot. Strucker is the doctor from Hydra. Yeah, I forgot.
Yes. Yeah, they've been uploading those on YouTube as well. I don't know. I forgot which days, but they've been uploading those little ads so people can
commercials.
analyze them and stuff. Like me, I can analyze them. But yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know which days. I just know that because Marvel Entertainment, their YouTube channel, they've been uploading them. I think it's been like Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah, so that's cool. But yeah, so yeah, I do hope we do start getting longer episode run times. I really hope so. But I feel like they will do that though. They kind of have to once, especially now that this episode 3 we've been outside. Well, we now know that that's a different reality because we see Geraldine, she's like outside on the grass and it's nighttime and she's still wearing 70s bell bottoms and stuff.
See, okay, so that's what I was gonna say.
Caked out on a Thursday night.
Oh my god.
Big facts though.
What I was gonna say is this nigga.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong.
So the aesthetic of like shows back in the day, and they were most of them anyway, were 30 minutes most.
Yeah.
Tops. So
Yeah.
I could see that they're trying to, keep the theme of the time that they were in.
That's what I was thinking they're
And
doing.
perhaps later on in the show, you'll get, like I don't know if you guys noticed, but even in when what's her name? Geraldine gets shot out of the pocket dimension. The aspect ratio of
that was cool. It just
in the middle of the show.
That was so cool. I was like, yo, that's a transition. That was really cool.
Yeah,
that was
nice.
Clean. That was a smooth transition. All of a sudden, back in the normal world.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I would say so. I guess the next episode is probably going to be in that aspect ratio, and we're probably going to see a higher definition episode. I guess.
I think so.
Well, it depends. It depends. Part of it will be for sure.
I think we're gonna see Monica's viewpoint of getting just blown back out of that pocket dimension. I think we're gonna get her viewpoint of it. I wouldn't be surprised if they open the show. Well, they might open the show like that. I don't know. Maybe. And then go back to it's the 80s or something. I don't know what they're gonna do. But yeah, that's my expectation. Will it be met? Who knows? My expectation is they're gonna keep this shorter run time for the actual ep show type aesthetic, and then when they introduce more of the MCU stuff, like realizing, oh wait, Wanda, what's going on with Wanda? Maybe we'll get just an overall longer run time. That's what I'm expecting. Yeah. If we don't get that, that'll suck. But
you know what I want to see just out the blue. When they have to do the 80s. So the 80s is next episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe not the 80s, right? But if they have to do like a 90s, right?
Oh, they're doing the 90s one.
All right. What if they chose a black sitcom to emulate?
Yo, that'll be bold.
Trying to think which one they can get away with because they got
someone doing a Bill Cosby dancing in the intro.
Damn.
Oh, it's definitely
Sit over there doing it.
No, they definitely can't use Cosby, right? It's Disney.
They can't.
We know they're not gonna do that. But I'm just.
Honestly,
I don't
Could
know,
be.
bro.
I'm trying to think.
I'm trying to think, but I don't know anybody who got like where the kids would make sense to the thing.
I'm expecting Roseanne for 90s since it's supposed to be family oriented. Probably that's
Roseanne
my
or,
expectation.
Man.
Can they use
For
Roseanne
90s.
either? Can they use Roseanne?
Well, no, I'm not saying
That's
it's
Nickelodeon.
well, no, I'm not saying like this
No,
is
I'm
Roseanne,
just
but
thinking
like
of-
the references, like like the first episode to me was like very clearly I Love Lucy esque of how corny the jokes were and reacting the laugh track, and then like
somebody told me it was another show it was based on too. It's like 2 shows that it pulled inspiration from.
Well, that was just what I thought was.
No, I agree.
Yeah, and then like the episode 2 was clearly Bewitched. I don't know what the 70s one was trying to riff on. I couldn't really pinpoint any show.
At first, I thought it was Brady Bunch, but I was like,
I was expecting Brady Bunch too.
Is the Brady Bunch actually 70s?
I think it is.
Yeah, I want to say it is.
It's Full House 90s.
Full House.
Oh, they're gonna do Full House.
You're doing Full House. Thank you. That's it.
Damn.
That's it. It's Full House. It has to be.
They got the 2 twins. They got
the twins. Yeah.
I think they're gonna. Yeah, I think they're gonna grow. Cause there's some commercial stuff where like, yeah, they show them like not they don't show them older, but they show the babies. I do know they're gonna do 2000s towards the end.
Yeah, Brady Bunch is the 70s.
Like if you
I think it was supposed to be the 70s. The only thing they didn't do was the full on like everybody looking at each other in the grid thing. They did like a mini version of it.
I was expecting that.
They might have had to pay some royalties for that.
Maybe, yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, because I was fully expecting. I was like, "Yo, here's the story." I was expecting it, but it didn't happen. I was like, "Okay, maybe they didn't want to have to pay that money."
Yeah,
want to sign that, put the pen to the paper, and sign it.
The whole Brady Bunch cast still alive.
That's a good.
Well, they families would get the royalties anyway, so.
Yeah, true. So yeah,
whoever owns the estate.
Anyways, but actually, now that Cam has returned, we just episode 3. What were your thoughts?
Episode 3, really dug it. I think I don't know if y'all said most of this already, but I think the most interesting part was they're finally confirming some things, especially with one of the characters being a part of Sword, which is kind of like on the nose. And I also think that black dude, they got to be part of Hydra at this point, right? Because they're acting way too like they know what triggers what things not to push or what things not to do. Because the entire time, like when the black dude was like trying to like get through the wall, he was looking at Vision. He was like, "Yeah, Vision, yeah." Like it just kept trying to go through it. I'm like what?
I need to rewatch. Honestly, I'm gonna start. What I'm gonna do before we record these, I'm gonna actually rewatch or at least skim through the episodes so it's fresh in my memory.
Mm-hmm. You might have to do that before every episode.
Yeah, because I usually watch on Friday. And I'm like, "Yo, guys," and then the weekend, and then
it might be a morning watch.
Do a little screen share and then do it right before we record the episode so we can be fresh.
Yeah, very fresh.
But yeah. Other than that, like yeah, the water break scene, all that. Overall, I'm digging it, and I really kind of dig the parody / parallels between like the older sitcom style of stuff. Like I actually dug it, like how the first one was like I Love Lucy, and the second one was more like Bewitched and all that stuff. And I know for the folks who were in here who were thinking thinking it was kind of corny, like I have a running theory that depending on how you grew up with Nick at Night depends on how you'll actually like this show, because the people who like when the folks who didn't really dig it kind of, in my opinion now, I might be wrong, but if you were the type of kid who was like, I ain't trying to watch Nick at Night, next cartoon show type of shit, then you would consider it kind of corny. But those who were kind of like, not saying I was like, oh, like I'm such a better person for watching it, but like, if I'm asleep on the floor, my mom has Nick at Night in the background, I can't escape. I'm tired. I can't move, so I'm just gonna watch it. So stuff that I got used to that those live tracks and all that stuff. So yeah, I thought it was kind of cool. But yeah, overall episode 3, very interested to see where it goes. I'm also very curious from episode 2, who the fuck was that exterminator dude and why the fuck was he there?
Oh, the bee dude. Yeah. Why was he in a bee suit?
I saw a dude. So, Draw, I don't know if you know this. I was in the comic book store with Julian the other day, and this dude, you know how people in comic book stores do. They just love jumping in your conversation.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, you're talking about this episode referencing issue 392."
Like, yeah, like, don't you see black people talking, nigga? But I was all right. We'll be nice to you today. We was outnumbered in there. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, got check your surroundings. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I ain't want to have
Childish
to.
Gambino concert.
All right.
That sounds like a story.
Oh man.
No, that is a story. That is a story. That is a real story that all three of us were at. That is a story.
You were there. I remember that.
Draw was there.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
there. Yeah, we all drove over there.
Y'all drove over there. Yeah.
Oh man, that
was a time.
That was almost 10 years ago. Shit.
Damn, it is, huh? It's 2011, 20.
It was 2011. Yeah. Well, almost. I mean, we're at the top.
Y'all don't like Gambino, man. Y'all out there don't like Gambino, man.
They don't, because they never talk. They never like hit us up in the comments or DMs or the Instagram or Twitter. Never. They never mention it.
We went
never
to the
know.
OG when Gambino was playing college campuses, bro.
Yes.
Yeah, nigga was calling Athens home. He's like, it's great to be home. I'm like, nigga, we are from an hour.
Say that. He did. So I'm let me be home.
What are you talking about,
bro? Do you know this is like 2-3 hours from home? What do you mean?
What are you talking about, bro? We are far away.
That was pretty wild.
We were near home.
That was pretty wild.
That was hilarious, though. But yeah, anyways.
You
know what? I was gonna. That's what I was gonna say. Because Cam brought up the thing about the laugh track, and I just realized this is a whole generation of kids who are in the age to be watching this stuff now, and they didn't grow up with laugh tracks at all. Like there is no laugh track for them, or even like even when they used to fake us with the like, we have a live studio audience, and yeah, they probably had
Fresh Prince did
audience,
that,
but they also
in some cases.
Say it again, Drew.
I think the Fresh Prince. Well, I think the Fresh Prince had like a live audience.
Yeah,
but I think
they had a live audience, but they also
I
had laugh tracks to.
I think it was like a mixture. Yeah.
And
Okay.
there's a lot of people who didn't grow up with that at all. And I mean, and I know like Will Smith, he likes to make it seem like they only ever had in studio live audience laughing.
That's how it was in that's how he made it seem in the documentary anyway.
Yeah, and I saw the documentary
the
too. It's a really good documentary.
It's a really good one. Yeah. Sure.
But that's how he made it seem like, oh, it's always live. And I know they always had a packed house, people wanting to see it. But I also know how like editing works. Like you weren't just using natural people laughing only. Like you siphoned in some laughter to even it out. Like I know that's how you have to do it.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure that was great, but when you put it on actual TV, these random people laughing and you know what I'm saying? Like you have to cut. You think there's that one guy in the crowd who's been laughing for the last 5 minutes, ain't stopped yet. Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's certain shit that I know you can't get away with. So I know there's some editing going on there. I know
you can always tell like. Usually if it's like a genuine laugh, there's a unique laughs in the crowd.
You'll hear like one higher pitch or one deeper or whatever.
Somebody who just continues to laugh.
That nigga just like, he's hilarious. Fact.
Oh man.
Like somebody in the background is dying from that one.
You hear that generic laughter.
Right.
That one black woman in like every black laugh track, she's just like she's right there. You can hear it's just like I can't even describe how like that laugh sounds, but
I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like it just sticks out. It's louder, it sticks out more. You can tell it's like a larger black woman that really know how to get down in the kitchen. It's just like
a larger black woman that gets down in the kitchen.
Hell yeah.
Thanks.
She really knew how to make that cornbread, man.
Yes, sir. Yeah, hey. And if you don't see them mixing with their hand, that's history.
Ain't no loving that. Ain't no loving
that. Wasting my time, bro.
Yep.
Wasting my time, bro. Give me that COVID, bro. I need that.
Mixing in there. The corn neutralizes
cornbread.
Facts. Cornbread kills COVID. People didn't even know that. That's free game for y'all.
Right there. That's the hat.
Cornbread kills COVID. Free game.
I was asking Cam, how you feel about the pacing of the show, or how you feel about the runtime?
Oh, the runtime is great. Okay, so runtime is good. I just think for my greed, I wanted to be longer because I want to know what the fuck is going on. I'm like, okay, what the fuck is happening? Because right now, like I'll say like this: if this was a movie, then it'd be easier to digest. But because it's a series, it is it feels just like it's dragging, right? Because it's kind of. Yeah, like every episode, you're kind of learning a bit more, a little bit more. You're getting a bit more. So again, I get where people are saying like it's corny because it's kind of like it's dragging so much to like make sure that the parody lands. That's kind of like, okay, where are we at? Where are we going with this? So overall, yeah, the pacing's good.
I do want people to remember that there's a lot of good shows out there that started slow. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that. Look at Kill bringing out the ball head nigga shit. I'm not saying that.
And some bitch.
It's I completely forgot what I was saying. Oh, I was saying that a lot of shows start slow like that, man. Like Game of Thrones started really slow. A lot of people couldn't get through the first season, and then it was like season 4 or 5. It was like season 4 or 5 where people were like, "Oh, this is what's happening. Okay, let me watch this." And they watch season 4 or 5, and they're like, "Oh, okay, well, I'll start over," and they start watching again. And that happened to a lot of people. So
I actually I wouldn't even have made it if I hadn't accidentally seen some of the show, some of the later episodes with my mom. I was like, okay, I see where the show is going. Let me just stick it through until I get to that point.
I haven't watched a single episode of Game of Thrones.
I think it was you haven't missed much.
I mean,
the bloody wedding.
So. Oh, the bloody wedding.
The red wedding. The red wedding.
That was the one thing.
I was like, I gotta see what's going on.
That was the one episode I saw, and I tried watching a couple the first couple, and I don't know. I just didn't really get into it. And I just
it's the build up to the red wedding that gets you, bro. It's the like especially if you know it's coming. See, I didn't know it was coming, so I just was like, man, I want to watch this Game of Thrones show. Everybody's talking about it. Let me just start it from the beginning. I don't know shit, so I just started watching it. But I can understand, like, if you know it's coming, then as you're watching him make these game time decisions, you like, fam, you are setting yourself up. What are you doing?
You're about to catch the biggest L of your life.
The slowest car.
The whole family, man.
Your whole fam getting clapped. Got my homie Arya out here just 2 seconds away from the fam. Come down and y'all clapped.
Man.
Clapped. Oh no, Game of Thrones is some shit, bro. That show. Don't get me wrong, it's got some bullshit in there, and it does have some. It can have some pacing issues at times, especially in the later seasons. Like the later seasons just don't make any sense. But like overall, it be some wild, like real ass shit be happening in that show, bro. That show is worth watching just for the action alone, up until the last season. Just don't watch the last season.
Hell, the dialogue is actually pretty good too, because like
it is.
Them dudes be going in on each other, and they just be saying some slick shit. Like the first time you watch, you're like, oh, I don't like that's whatever. But then you watch it again, like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah.
No, I mean, what was the dude that didn't have no nuts? He started.
That's the one character I always hear about.
The spider. What's his name? Something. His name was something, I think. He used to pop off at the mouth. Him and other buddy with the mockingbird nigga. Him and that dude.
How did you nut up when you have no nuts?
Another one for the butts. You ain't got no nuts, nigga.
You ain't got no nuts. They would really go in on him.
They would always remind him every now and again.
Every chance they got, they'd be like, don't have balls, nigga?
Where you got this energy from? Like
man, where
I got no nuts.
That's why you got so much free time. You ain't got no balls, nigga.
You nigga.
If you had some balls, you'd be fucking some hoes. But instead, you out here running around minding my business. Because you ain't got no dick, nigga.
Being hella angry.
I'd be like, hey, look out, your dad's behind you. You'd be like,
Can make him jump. That's wild. Hilarious. I only know that character just because I think Dante mentioned years ago. He just, yeah, the unit guy. I'm like, who? So I was scared of no balls. I was like, why? He's like, I don't know. I was like,
no, he just ain't got him.
What? This show in the character diversity.
Time period, bro. Some people just ain't have their balls.
I mean,
they have your balls. You just walk around.
That's unfortunate. I mean, I thought you just. I think I just. A1, you come equipped. That has to be a move.
Somebody came through and cut him off. He was chilling.
He said, "Look left, your mom's, huh?" And that was it. I don't know. That's crazy. But anyway, Game of Thrones, man.
But yeah, man. That's all I really got. Since we talked about WandaVision, Kale, based on what we talked about, will you check it out? Kale making weird faces at the camera.
Yeah, I'll check it out.
This video is gonna be funny. Man.
This video is gonna be great.
I can't wait to watch this video back and watch all of Kale's goofy ass.
I will as well. Bro, I'm definitely gonna sit down and watch this.
I was about to say, I'm surprised I didn't watch it before. This man Kale was knocking out. Like when we were talking about
I just didn't say anything.
I was like, yo, he about to, man.
He's about to collapse.
Listen, my head was about to hit this keyboard. Like,
I know.
Oh man.
I know.
Oh man. I remember one time back in school, I was falling asleep in class and my 3-ring binder was open. Face plant right into that shit, man.
Sorry, that's hilarious.
Wake
up with these lines, be like,
yeah, 2 dots on my forehead.
Right.
Oh man.
Yo, I did something like that. I swear to God, like, I scratched my nipple so hard, falling over, going to sleep instead. I'm talking about.
Hey, bro, this is
I felt like that.
bro.
Oh, I feel like that thing.
No, I'm just fucking with you, dog.
Yo,
Tell us about
Yo,
the scratch.
rated M for mature.
It
right.
It hurt so hard. It hurt so much. I thought I tore it off. Like I had a little bit of blood. And I'm like,
Did you paste it back on there, bro?
I shed
back on.
I shed tears, bro. That shit hurt so bad.
I'm sorry.
Like, who would think a nipple? Like, why? Like,
man.
All right, man. Well, I'm a protective of my nipples.
Absolutely.
Kevin
gonna walk through and be like, "You need that extra nipple, bro? Like, you ain't got that.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. Next time I see you in person, be like, "Hey, bro."
Got some joints for the low if you need.
For the low.
that sounds like a cheap ass strip club.
Stop.
For the low.
Those toy popper that you like pop on the table, you like pops up. Like, is that what happened to it now? You just playing with it, like.
Oh God.
Man. Y'all crazy.
Please, before it's too late.
I know, right? Nah, man. I was gonna talk about 2K, but I'm gonna save that till next week.
2K.
We'll dive in on 2K a little bit. Trying to think what else we're gonna do. Did y'all get to see? Ian, I don't know if you got to see. I think Gerard got to see it. Did y'all get to see the studio actually made for us in Animal Crossing? Did y'all get to see it?
Oh yeah, you gotta see that, bro. That
you go. Tell Crystal to follow actually Animal Crossing.
I might just show it once we're done recording. I might just put it up to the webcam.
Actually, yeah. Let me see if I can put it up a little bit. Because I just put it up if I can. I know my issue is it probably won't want to focus, but fuck it. Let me see if I can pull it up for us.
Wait, not talk about politics. Well, hey, y'all did hear about Biden. It's official. We do have a pause in student loans till September.
Yeah.
They should just make that indefinite. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, I'm hoping that hold off long enough.
He forgets.
Okay. Let me see if this makes. Can y'all see that well?
Kind of. It's a little glare,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You screenshot, put it in the
man, that
WhatsApp.
ass fat though.
Yeah, I'll screenshot it for y'all.
What is this nigga talking about, man?
What? Are we looking at the same thing? Are we looking at the same thing, Cam?
What did he say?
Oh no.
Oh no.
What just happened?
My girl came over and she said something to me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was like,
looking through the door. You thought I was just like, look at
Okay.
Well, what did you say?
oh, Cam was like, that ass is fat though.
I can't remember.
When you put your phone to the thing, I was just like it with you.
No, I just asked if she needed. Yeah. And she
Nah, I
said,
feel you,
no, it's
bro.
okay.
Shout out to Mrs. Reeves. Oh man.
No, y'all good, man. No, I'll share it with y'all, man. I'll share it with y'all so y'all can see it. But it's really dope what she did with the little space she did. And actually, she recorded a little video of the room so you can kind of see everything in there. She got a little camera. She got a little keyboard for Ian. She got a little DJ mixing table for him. She got, like I said, she got a real camera in there. She got a little switch in there for us. She got the laptop for Ian. She got our chairs sitting around. She got our mics. She got the artwork on the canvas on the thing. It's really dope, man. It is super dope that how she did all this stuff. So yeah, I'll share it with y'all. I need to put it on our page as well too. But it's really dope. It's really dope what she did. So I'll throw that in the group chat for those who haven't seen it. I'll post it on our Instagram and stuff and Twitter for those who haven't seen it as well. Um, but yeah, man. What else I got today? Nothing else really. We had a good show, good long show. We had a bunch of guests, so I won't dive into 2K and what we're playing and stuff like that. But Kale, Cam, I appreciate y'all for sticking with us this whole time, even though Kale was asleep for half of it, so he gonna have to
right
back to the episode, see what he missed.
right. Just shoot him the link when it's all up.
I'm
Like,
saying, no, I got you,
look at yourself, bro. Look at yourself.
Look at you. Look at you. This is how you on YouTube right now. Right now, when you watch this back, you're gonna be on YouTube and you're gonna be like, damn, I
was out of it.
Falling out. Now I feel you, bro. I did my falling out episode before we had YouTube, so.
Oh, that's right. I was.
I don't even know
what
I
had to make a joke in between to be like, oof. Yeah, that was.
Y'all remember that episode, bro?
I do remember that.
I remember it.
Yeah, that was actually rough. Yeah, because I think I made a joke. We were talking about a show or something, and I saw him nodding off, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I just hope nobody's sleeping on this one."
Oh yeah.
And Derek woke up and he was like, "Fuck." I was like, "Let's hit the pause and let's get some caffeine in us."
Man, you should write a book, bro.
I honestly thought about it
with the clips, man. I'm telling you, man.
Dry. Yeah,
I respect the quick game.
Corniest, funniest shit I've ever
heard. One-liners, man.
Like he be quick with them too. He come out with them out of nowhere.
Master the dad joke, not being a dad, incredible.
You got to send me a list of those.
Yeah, I'm gonna jot them down.
Fact, this nigga ain't up to speed.
Nobody's sleeping on this.
I mean, it's really real time because we knew why Derek was tired. It wasn't like he just sleep. There was a reason, but it was just like, we want to do the episode, let's just go. And then
yeah, I don't like. I will never say not to do the episode unless I do not have a choice.
Yeah.
So if we're not doing an episode, it's probably because one of them got something to do. I don't care if I'm dying. I'm on my deathbed. Bring the mic next to me, nigga. I'll do the episode if I can, bro. Like he let me do this episode, but I should have just went to sleep and just like.
See, I mean, yeah. See, we can push it later, but I mean, the episode came out fine. Still, I'm gonna look for it after we're done. Actually,
it wasn't the worst. Like Ian got out a lot of the dead space air. If I'd like just got it off or didn't know what to say or what, but. That was a rough one, man. Like that was really rough to like keep my head up. Like I'm glad we didn't have YouTube then, bro. I would have.
Oh yeah. I've had some episodes where I was like just really tired because the night before, and I'm glad we didn't do video then either because I definitely I would not have any quips. I would just be like, talking low. That's it.
Gerard, when you said it, did you like look at him and you were like, hope nobody's sleeping on this?
Oh no,
I
did. I definitely did. I just was like, hope nobody's sleeping on them. Like, just glance at the camera. Yeah, because Ian knew too. He saw me look over, and that's me busting out laughing. Yeah, I tried. I was like, oh no, he fell asleep. How would I wake him up?
But sleeping on this one, there's so many different ways.
Man,
this
pod has history, has culture.
It's for the culture.
Nah, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, we all been there, man. I get it.
Oh yeah, it was, it's all love. It wasn't.
It's all love, man. It's all love for sure. But yeah, man. I am. That's all I got for today, man. Cam, Kale, y'all want to say anything before we get out of here?
I swear to God. All right, I'm gonna listen to that because Cam put that as a background.
Yeah, man. Like, we're about to finish out January, so I was like, I'm gonna put him here. Put my boy MF Doom. Yeah, just like 100 episodes, guys. It's been a blast, and I'm looking forward to the 200 episode mark. So, hopefully, I'll return later on. Hopefully, I get my smell back. That'd be great. But outside of that, yeah, mask up, stay protected out there, guys, and keep your eyes on the road.
Especially here in the A. Whew.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck. I appreciate you for bringing me on here. Sorry I was nodding off. Putting up with me and my goofiness.
It's all
Well,
good.
y'all
man.
laughing
Good
so
to-
hard.
Always
You are
good.
I'm
not,
not even
man.
laughing hard. I just
I'm
smiled.
laughing hard. I don't give a fuck.
Oh, yeah, Derek is laughing hard. I just
I'm
smiled.
laughing hard.
I'm a smiley type of person. I be smiling just because
Oh,
sometimes.
man. Always appreciate it, Kale.
Trying to
Oh,
be
yeah, good to
heartfelt.
see you,
Everybody
bro.
laughing. All right, it's good to see y'all too.
Yeah, man. It's good to see you. It's been a minute.
For sure, man. Like I said earlier, man, appreciate everybody else for hopping on, John and Raymond for hopping on with us earlier. I appreciate y'all for listening. Ian, Gerard, y'all got anything else?
Only thing, yes, I yesterday officially recorded my first video for the
yes.
YouTube reboot. It's gonna be the hot sauce review. I did a
You
few
got an intro for it
sauces.
yet?
No, I've been thinking. I have some ideas of like some type of my type of brand humor type intro.
Yo, what about this? Geronimo's hot sauce reviews.
Oh my god! Okay, all right. I was even gonna do a jingle, but now
Okay,
that you
all
said
right.
a jingle,
All right.
I'm thinking. Okay, it's definitely. I'm
He
definitely
had a
gonna do
whole
like some.
performance ready. Like,
Hey,
wait,
Did
I've been
like
working on it like
he definitely did. I'm
since
impressed.
last night. Since he told us that he recorded it, I was like, bro, what?
It took me a minute.
How do I get
too.
on Geronimo's intro? How do I get on this nigga intro?
Hey,
Make
we
it
can
up.
Hey, we can
Just
definitely
make it up and
do
give it to him and see if he likes it. Hey man, you think I don't got more audition tapes coming? You sick?
Right. Yeah, like I'm pretty much after this, I'm probably gonna put the files on the computer because I use my phone to record. I think the video came out fine though. But yeah, it's just gonna be a journey. It's just my own kind of project side thing. Gonna have hot sauce reviews, some game coverage on certain things. Gonna talk about these guys, these grips on the Switch, my impressions on it. Yeah, and try and incorporate some like I'm thinking of doing like I think I said this last episode, but think of doing like tier list Thursdays, do like the tier maker site and record of like top whatever and like have my controversial takes on it. And try and make that entertaining. But yeah, that's it. Just kind of I'm trying to create around here. I'm still in the same places, Instagram, Twitter, just Geronimo. Geronimo _ at the end. You should know the deal by now. But that's it. Yeah, 100 episodes into 100 more.
Big fact.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing
Give a
going
speech. Yeah, give us a speech.
on.
Yeah.
No, I don't
Tell me how much you love me.
Everybody.
Tell me how much you
everybody-
love me and you love being on this ride with me and it's been the best time of your life other than being married. And Brett, tell me that. Say that for the people.
It's the best time of my life. These
Other than
100
being married.
episodes, my life would literally be nothing if I wasn't recording.
No, Ian did not
These,
say that's me. I'm saying
That's the speech.
Man. But I am glad and proud of the dedication we put towards this. It really does take a lot of work to and sacrifice to commit to this many getting togethers and recording. So I appreciate you guys for that and the dedication. Looking forward to the next 200 episodes, like Cam said. So yeah, it's been great.
Man. It's gonna be
Hey.
amazing.
Been great.
Can I say
Hey,
one
man.
thing? One
Yeah,
thing,
go
one
ahead.
thing, Ian. One thing I do say I miss, bro. Like, what happened to the man bun, bro? What happened? Bring it back. Bring it back.
It's just that it's funny. Every time we record, it's like I'm in between hairstyles, so like it's gonna get braided tonight, and then But by the time we record again, I'm probably taking it out, washing it out, and then she's gonna come home and do it later.
you
So
rebraid it. So we never get to see.
you never get to see the actual.
Sunday is always the braiding day.
When we were
After
recording on Saturdays, it made
Or
sense. I
Saturday.
still had my hair.
Yeah, that's right.
Hair.
That's
Oh,
right.
right.
Mhm.
But then he complained that he was about to get his hair redone and it don't look good enough. So
Yes,
so
see,
Saturday,
you
so
see
we
how-
need to
you
start
see how it
recording
works.
on Mondays again.
Exactly.
Tuesdays, when
Then
we
you get
recorded
the
on Tuesdays, that's if you've been around a while and we used to record on Tuesdays, then y'all would have seen we got to see Ian's
Pristine.
hairstyles.
Yeah, he was clean.
Yeah.
All them work days, man.
I had it in braids last episode. I had it in the braids.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, you did, yeah, you did. Ain't that something? Look at that. Ian be blessing us from time to time.
Every now and again.
Right?
But yeah, man, all I can do is echo the sentiments, man. I appreciate everybody for listen to us for 100 episodes. Checking this out, even if you only check this out for a second, or if this is your first episode, appreciate it. Um, Hopefully, we can get the YouTube stuff really, really going soon. Like, I'm really trying new things with video editing and stuff. It's gonna take me a little longer than I really wanted to. Like in my head, I was
Hey,
like, "Oh,
I'm
I'll
about
have
to.
this done in a week."
Hey,
But
I'm about to be there too. Like I'm aiming to have this video up in like at least the first week of February. And I mean, I'm not trying to do like heavy editing, but you know, I want to. There's some stuff I want to cut out in it
right,
and stuff.
No, I know the struggle, but that's why I say you using. I need to check out the one you're using because I use Lightworks, and it's cool. But I do kind of wish I had some more control. And there's a paid version, but just not sure if I'm ready to jump to that yet.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. Yeah, I'll let you know how this the Power Director works. I kind of want to eventually, as I do want to learn video editing as a new skill, and just in general. So then I'll elevate to like, was it Adobe Premiere?
Premiere.
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
like
that's
that.
the ultimate,
Yeah.
goal, of course.
Yeah.
Did y'all peep how I edited the last episode on the video? I edited it so that we came in right in as me and Gerard were clapping at the same time.
Yes, that was that was a good touch. That was a good touch. See, he been a video editing school for a little bit. I'm about to step in day one, first day of class.
Facts. No, man, yeah, man. But yeah, this
Mm-hmm.
nigga. But nah, man. Again, I appreciate y'all for listening. Keep checking us out. Our Linktree website is out there. Like our Linktree stuff is out there. Follow those links. Follow us on those different pages. I'm gonna get some more of our personal stuff up there. I know Ian don't use social media, so y'all can't find him nowhere but the show. But for me and Gerard, if you go on the website, for me and Gerard, you can see links to our social medias there as well. But I'm gonna add them to the link tree so that people can follow us from there too, in case that's just the easiest place to get it from, since they're just clicking link tree. So I will link our social medias on there as well. Um, but yeah, man, it's been a fun 100. It's been a fun 100. It's been a long road, but this is what I wanted. This was like the goal. This was like where we were trying to get to. You know what I'm saying? Like have this show that we're doing, that we're consistent with, that we have fun doing when we get here. Um, and even though I wish y'all would talk to us more and respond to us more and interact with us more, the numbers say that y'all are listening. So I appreciate it. I really do. I don't want to be like that dude that has 1 million subscribers and is still asking for subscribers. So I'm not gonna ask for subscribers because I feel like it's corny because I'm just self-conscious like that. But
that's the name of the game, man. Hit that bell.
I know. Hit that
like button.
But I do want to say that. You
Go
know
ahead,
what I'm saying?
slap that like button.
If you like us, if you enjoy this,
slap that like button for notifications.
Yo, they have a little graphic in the hand, just smacking the like icon.
I might do that. I might figure out how to create a small little gift that when I say smack that like button,
hey, that's fine.
It just does it in like the corner.
That's what like a lot of YouTube content creators do. So,
but can I make it a video of myself smacking
that?
Hey man, hey, you record it and you edit it, you can do anything. That's why I try and plan for mine. I want to make it to be like I'll just put random, it's like quick cuts of just stupid stuff in between.
Facts.
I don't know about this episode coming up, but that's a vision I have for.
I know, no, trust me, bro. Trust me. I've like what I want to do for all of our stuff going forward. It's like, yeah, but I honestly I don't know that I have the computer power to do everything I want to do. Really, that's one of my issues. So I know I'm going to have to make a jump at some point. And obviously, if we ever want to go to like 1080p, I'm gonna have to make a jump again. But
we'll get there for sure.
But yeah, that's where I'm going. That's the goal. That is the goal. Remember, folks, we do this. I mean, now we're on Zoom, but we do. I mean, well, and let me not. I don't want to undertone it too much because Ian does have like a fancy laptop that with nice journals and all that jazz too. But we do this on we're doing Zoom on blue mics and laptops. We've done when we're in person, we do have different microphones and an audio interface that we use in person, but still we're running all that through a laptop still. You know what I mean? Like you can get out there and get you something that gets you off the ground if starting something is what you're looking for. Even if podcasting isn't your favorite thing or your most, just show that you can dedicate yourself to something and do a podcast with your buddies. You don't have to have millions of dollars of equipment or thousands of dollars of equipment. You can really get you can really get off the ground with pretty minimal stuff you probably already have. So, take a dive, take a chance, start your content.